I'll go to a bowling alley nightclub. I'll also jump in the bay for your phone. I'll also go to the Jersey Shore. You know, maybe I should just be on Next Gen. I feel like I'd be a great cast member.
Would.
I could be Charlie's friend. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh,
I don't like Charlie. Anyway, welcome to Showmance, the only show on the internet doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Dives as deep as the abyss that Brooke's mind escapes to the second anyone, anywhere says even
Anything.
I was going to throw the word controversial in there somewhere, but I was literally having a moment being like, no, it doesn't need to be controversial. It just needs to be like
anything.
Have you seen anything about the Gen Z stare?
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like what he looks like when anything's happening. It's like people going in and being like you're the server at a table. Hi, how's it going? Welcome to whatever the fucks, and how are you guys doing tonight? And they just kind of look at you like they don't even know what to say.
Because you're not in the screen. You're not in that little box.
Right.
On a piece of glass.
Like any question is a microaggression.
Or maybe they freeze at real human contact. I feel like Gen Z is very screen oriented.
Yeah. But then it's weird though, because there's got to be a divide somewhere, and I don't know what differentiates them. But some Gen Z are not like that at all, and then some are only like that. It's
with the stare.
Yeah, like I feel like some of them are just like have all the confidence in the world to just tell you anything, like, but not even like me, where I'm always like, hi, can I help you with anything, anywhere, anytime? I'll do anything. Like I'm very like nervous.
For free?
Yeah, seriously. Why would you want to pay me for it? I'm just an idiot.
I'm just going to sit here and reorganize your entire life and
run
all your errands.
I'm really good at this. Just give me my
I'd love to do it.
Yeah,
I love to
give me
help.
my earbuds and just put me in your closet, and the whole thing will be organized by the end of the day. You got any Mueller report on vinyl?
That's good stuff.
Yeah, see, they don't do stuff for free. But I do. I stay doing stuff for free.
Different generation.
Yeah.
Ladies weren't even getting paid when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Now at least you get the minis, wages.
Yeah.
Okay. We start this episode off where we're ending that dinner scene. My only note for that dinner scene was, I'm still confused. Like, what's going on? And then we have two really great comments that explained why what happened. Carrie Peacock said, I think everyone forgot that when they had the first lunch/dinner in New York, they talked about the Charlie situation. They ultimately said they were going to wait until after the first day at the shore to confront him about it. So the fight that night wouldn't ruin Brooks's birthday. So I think that's what some of them were doing at the New Jersey dinner, just acting fine to focus on Brooks. But Georgia seemed to forget that they had talked about doing that before, and she was mad at the people that were acting fine with Charlie. And I totally forgot that. And someone else mentioned it also. And now that makes perfect sense. It's like, no, we don't want to make a big deal. It's Brooks's birthday. Let's just have fun. We get that he sucks and he said all this mean shit to you. And they all agreed upon it. And then it made so much sense because I think at the end of the episode, Georgia had a talk with Ariana, or like mid to end of the episode. And Georgia said, I'm so sorry. Like, I just got triggered by something and that's why I got set off.
Yeah.
And I think that Georgia did know heading into it that this is what we were going to do. It's why Amira, I think, even went out of her way to like pull everyone aside and say, okay, do you want to talk about anything now? Because we're not doing it at the table. And then because something hit Georgia in the wrong like spot in her brain, she just got pissed about it. And that's what caused the issue. And now we have clarity.
Yeah, but totally. And I think that they probably should have just chilled out and had a good time for Brooks's birthday party. But I don't know. I think in George's mind, there's a difference between chilling out and having a good time for Brooks's birthday and like full on embracing this dude who just said he wanted to smack me in the face and called me a poor, stupid bitch in front of my business partner, to my face, like on camera.
Yeah.
Like, cool, we don't have to start a fight at the dinner table, but do we need to be doing selfies? Like, is there not a middle ground here? I think that's what Georgia was upset about.
Agreed. And I'm with Georgia. I think he sucks. I just personally think, like, then disinvite him. Because his behavior was so
That's
He's
what
poor?
they should have done. And I read those comments because there's 3 of those.
Yeah.
3 people that had a comment like that. And when I first read it, I was like, oh, duh, I totally forgot that. But they never said dick all to him night 2 either. They didn't say anything to him about anything. And then the one guy that does is in a flashback. Hudson confronts him about this thing. And like, we always talk about the to be continued things.
He didn't. He confronted him about
The stuff he said about Ariana.
Yeah, saying that his girlfriend was hot. Not what he said. He said he was going to fuck your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Where did that come? We didn't talk about that. So he lied to Hudson when he said that. Like, they had to have told Hudson this is what he said, and Hudson chose to not talk about the other thing because the other thing, I don't know. I get that we're getting rid of that whole toxicity thing, but like the other thing is we're fighting. Like, we're fighting. So yeah, nobody said anything, even to the point where first of all, this might have been my favorite episode of this show.
Oh, wow.
It was so fucking funny.
I laughed out loud on both watches. Out loud.
Yeah. So I had a thing that I used to watch Robin Big. Probably like 5 people maybe that know that show's an MTV show.
Who didn't watch Robin Big? Everybody watched it.
I didn't watch it, but it was on after Teen Mom or before Teen Mom. And I watched that. Yeah, I watched it. I don't watch it anymore.
But one of my friends, Paco, one of my best friends, we've been friends forever, Paco, he was like, I don't understand this show. I don't understand why you watch the dumbest fucking show in the whole world, just dumb idiots going around doing dumb stuff. And then one day it hit me. I was like, oh, this was me as a kid. Me and my friends were just dumb idiots. We were all super funny, but we were always down for like getting into some sort of stupid trouble. And we skated and we rode bike like we did. So I was like, oh, this is me. This was me when I was a kid. That's why I like this show so much, because it's bringing me back to this fucking place. And I got that feeling this week on this show. And I was like, dude, these are just a bunch of funny fucking kids, and they need to let them just be fucking funny. Like, this show should just be a comedy. It should be a straight up comedy. If there's some drama, fine, but like, I wouldn't lean into it. I would lean into the comedy. So much so that I was like, fuck, I'm so pissed that Charlie's an asshole. Because if he wasn't an asshole,
he's ruining the comedy.
No, he's fucking funny, dude.
Oh, he does have some funny
moments.
moments.
I think that if he didn't have his asshole qualities, which of course he would be cool, he would be really cool. Like, he would be super fucking funny, a good hang, but then he just ruins it by being an asshole.
And he's not like kind of a shit. He's really a shit.
Oh, he's top level.
Yeah, he is. He's top notch, grade A.
Hall of Fame shit.
Yeah, exactly. And so you can't let it go. Like, here's the thing. I think Bethany Frankel is just a top-notch housewife.
Yeah.
But a lot of people disagree with me. But what they can't disagree with is how funny she is.
Yeah.
I think Nene Leakes, top-tier housewife. You might not, same thing. People might not like her, but Nene's fucking funny.
Who doesn't like Nene? I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say they didn't like her, unless they've like worked with her.
Could be. I'm just saying, like, there are people that you might not like necessarily. You don't want to have brunch with them, but they are laugh out loud funny. And Charlie could be a really funny character, but he's so dark and so not likable that we're just not gonna.
Yeah, I was thinking about him, about that exact thing. And I was like, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Jesse Lowley. And then I'm like, why though? I'm like so done with Charlie though. Like, what's the difference? Because I was like, because when he called her, when he called Georgia a stupid bitch, I just am triggered. I fucking hate that word. Everyone knows I hate that word, but like, it would take me 2 seconds to find a synonym for triggered, because I just fucking hate that word. It
sets me off. Yeah, it's really just.
I really hate it when men call women bitches. I hate it more than I'm sure I hate more things than that. It's just a word. I'm sure there's more hateable things, but I really do. Like, I'm done with you after that. Same. You are leaving my life, never to return. It's not like, and so I was like, what's the difference between these guys? And I was like, because they both, you don't know if they're going to call you what did Jesse call Michelle something what kind of a whore? But he called her something longer than that. Like it was a more like elaborate version of a whore. And then
cheating whore or
like something. But then, and so obviously that's also what Charlie will do. But Jesse has never said, I would basically lay hands on you right now. Like I've never heard Jesse go there. And I think that's the thing that's like, you know, divorces are gnarly. I don't think he should have ever said that on national television and whatever, but like there was some extramarital affairs happening or whatever. And so like you can find the road to how it got there. Charlie is, I don't know if he can come back without literally saying, I've been to rehab. I'm sorry. I left for 3 months to go to a self-rehabilitation place and basically learned that I was the scum of the earth. Yeah. And I'm doing everything I can to change those things. Like short of that, I don't know like what Charlie could do to get back in my just like, oh, you're okay to be in the room with all these people that I like. But I understand that like only Hudson said what he said. It had nothing to do with the topic at hand, but like at least someone said something to him. And what I don't understand is why we saw that in a flashback. Why did we why did we follow Ava around? Why did we waste all that time? Ava, you didn't come. You
we said it last
checked
week.
no on the RSVP. Like
no,
you
but
didn't
that's
come.
what's fucked up. She checked will attend on the RSVP.
Oh yeah, so
and
even
was
worse.
jerking everyone around.
Yeah.
And that's why last week I was like, Ava's losing me.
Yeah,
because she does. I don't give a shit. Don't come to my Black Panther party. Like it doesn't matter to me. But just be honest about how you want to operate. And she's like, they changed my fitting time. I'm going to this Dolce & Gabbana thing. Like apropos of nothing, she's with her dad and she goes, but I moved to New York to focus on my career. What do you think being on the show is?
Yeah,
what do you think this is pro bono reality TV work? Like you are on this show for your career.
Yeah.
You don't get, again, I say it all the time, you don't get to be on the show and be above the show.
Yeah.
You're on it. And you could have gone to the Dolce & Gabbana party and made all your fittings and made it to Brooks's birthday. It's just beneath you, in your opinion. You'd rather be at your fancy New York things, which is fine, but then you just have to say that. Be like, I wouldn't be caught dead at the Jersey Shore, and I'm going to stay in New York. And Brooks, I'll celebrate you when you're back in the city that I want to stay in. And then that's authentic. This whole thing of like, you could put another coat on my toenails.
Like how tone deaf is she?
Came off so bad.
When you said that, because you called that from the get, like she's too big time for this. Like she wants nothing to do with the Jersey Shore. I really thought that it was because that they had just had that argument with Gia and Ariana where she kind of got into it with them. And so I'm thinking if I'm her, I'm not loving the idea of like going to stay at a house that like that girl arranged. That's her turf. That's her and her boyfriend are coming and they're all friends. And they just yelled at me a couple weeks ago for this thing I said. I thought that's what it was. Like, no, she didn't give a shit. She literally thinks the Jersey Shore is nothing to her. Like it just is not. It's not the Hamptons. It's not Montauk. It's
if
not
Dolce
like
& Gabbana was at the Jersey Shore, she would be there.
Right, but she
not,
even
so
says at some point in the show, she says, "I shouldn't have gone to the Dolce thing. It was like whatever." But I think it's probably because she heard Amira say, "Yeah, I got that invite too. I get invites all the time." And even you said that last week. You were like, "I feel like I could get that same invite."
100%.
Yeah,
it's not
just another event, another party. There's a bajillion a day, and
they put you in an outfit.
I don't
you show
even
up,
think she went.
It seems like why would you let them film you all over town?
Well, and then they cut to the tracker on Charlie's phone, and she was in Manhattan, not where she was. Wasn't she supposed to be in fucking Montauk or whatever? Like that's why she couldn't go.
Oh, that's what so she like shared her location, and so they could see she wasn't where she was supposed to be.
Shannon, follow you right. Charlie's a little old for this, but all the kids have the locations.
Yeah.
So at Charlie,
Sheena's my age, I think, and she has all the locations.
I think Sheena's just collecting locations at this point.
Yeah.
Like I don't think she.
One of the producers was like, "You have my location."
Yeah, totally.
And which has got to be an HR violation, but
Honey.
HR is out the window after this Coldplay concert.
Oh yeah.
HR schmhr. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't even think she went to that thing.
going to the Hamptons in the summer is just another slew of social events if you want to play that game, right? I mean, there are so many things to go to. You will go from on the 4th of July, you could go to 4 different parties. Like people don't do that in LA because there's too much fucking traffic.
Dude, listen, no, I was thinking about this. When we used to hang, we have a friend, Felicia Rangel, that lives in San Diego that is PR is she still PR for Deepak?
Probably.
Like, probably is. She would have to come here all the time. She would have events like every day of the week. And she'd be like, I'm thinking maybe Thursday and Friday I come. So she would come up and we would go with her to these things. Like half the things we would go to were these gigantic events that like, I never heard of these brands before. I've never heard of this person putting on this sponsored thing, whatever, but she's in PR. So she does it all the time. So that's exactly what this event was just one more of the millions of events that people that are like in the social circuit or in PR or in fashion or whatever get invited to. And I think that's where the term of she'll go to the opening of an envelope like comes from is like there literally is an opening of something all over town everywhere every
multiple
night
times a day. Like
exactly.
There could have been 3 big events in the Hamptons that day.
There
right?
could be 3 today down the street. You go down Robertson and you're like, what is this red carpet like block off? And it's just one of the fashion houses. Like that's it, and that's all.
100%.
Yeah.
But specifically in the summer.
Real quick, sorry. On Robertson, it's more like an open house or a for lease party.
Oh yeah,
now
now Robertson is dead.
Nobody's there.
Whoever has all these places on Robertson, just let someone rent the space.
Yeah, for less than
Mabubi.
$18.
What's his name? The Mabubi
Weird.
people.
Oh, is that who owns them?
What's that guy's last name? We see it everywhere because it's such a funny last name, Mabubi.
Don't you mean my BUBs?
Boobies.
But at any rate, like it's on steroids in the Hamptons, right, over the summer. So this could have been one of 3 events that day. She's making way too big of a deal about it because she could have done both. She could have been a fucking cast member and gone on this goddamn trip to the Jersey Shore and had some fun, okay?
Yes.
And also have made her event. And it's giving entitled, it's giving lazy, it's giving not a team player. And I don't appreciate any of it.
I don't either. And even though I do agree that she thought like none of it was like big time enough for her to attend, I am convinced of that now. I still think that so much of that goes back to insecurity. Even if you think you're better than something, it's the insecurity that someone might see you at something that isn't a red carpet or isn't a black tie or whatever it is. I don't know. I just, Ava has lost the plot for me.
And I gotta say, it's a wild move. If she's talking to her team about stuff, because she said like my team said I should go, then how about the TV show that you committed to that we're all making money off of that put nobody, it's giving you more eyes than you had when you weren't on the show. Yeah. And
maybe stay home that day.
There's only 8 episodes to the show. Yeah. It's not even like you have a full season. So it just, again, I know,
which was news to me.
Same. I did not know we were only getting 8 seasons.
I did not realize that. Harris told me that last night. And then when I watched the thing today, I was like, what the fuck, man?
Does that mean we're off work in a couple of weeks?
No, that's why I said on Wednesday, I go home
to Jersey Shore, bitch.
I'm going golfing.
Parties here.
Dude, I would love nothing more.
We should go see Barry. He invited us.
Oh my God, guys, wait.
Barry, we're coming.
We're coming. We're going to be like the Clampets showing up.
No, we're going to be like the Beverly Hillbillies.
That's the Clampets.
Dude, I told you.
I didn't even know that.
I'm buying
She's
an RV.
A real blonde.
I'm getting an RV. We're going.
Wait, by the way, guys.
Why do we need an RV to go to Montauk?
To drive across the country.
Yeah, duh.
We don't have to drive.
No, that's what the Clampets did. That's what we're doing.
I'm not driving.
We're going to have a nicer vehicle than they did, though. Air conditioning.
I'm not driving across the country.
I'll drive
we're
with you,
gonna
Mark.
stop.
Good luck to you guys. I'll see you there. You pick me up in your RV at the airport.
We'll come inside and get you because we're both dating you. Wait,
it'll be like, what's his name on Christmas vacation? Jitter's full.
Oh my God.
Jitter's full.
Wait, that's
cousin.
Not Randy, cousin.
Because Randy's the guy, the actor's name. Eddie.
Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie.
Don't know why they call this stuff hamburger helper. Does just fine by itself. It's so
Was
good.
it the daughter? She was cross-eyed. Oh, she's not cross-eyed anymore. She got kicked by a goat or
Yeah.
something, and it knocked him right back into place.
Totally.
That works.
Oh, that movie's so good.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
It's too good.
Okay.
I'll
So,
t-
oh,
oh,
yes.
I mean, I can tell you why the flashback thing happened
Why?
between Charlie and Hudson
Okay, why?
because
There's no drums.
there's nothing happened.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a thing, and then Hudson didn't make it a thing, and Charlie kind of probably big leagued him a little bit, and so they were like, "Oh fuck, we can't do this." The asshole who just said he was gonna smack a chick just big leagued the little guy with all the jewelry. But also, everyone's gonna hate me, and that's fine. You guys are allowed to hate me once in a while.
No one will hate you. You could seriously take a shit in the middle of this room, and people would be like, "I agree with Mike."
That would be a Mark thing, but they would
that
agree.
shit. I've taken a shit like that
Yeah.
before.
It happens. Happens to the best of us. Minnie has.
Yeah,
That's
she
for
did.
sure.
Minnie definitely has.
Minnie, you know what? Minnie may be Mike's only not fan. Only not fan. Because Minnie, when she just feels like it, and I don't even know why, because it has nothing to do with her litter box. There's no rhyme or reason. Minnie will take a big dump in Mike's side of the sink. There's a his and her sink in our bathroom. Never once has done it in mine. Only Mike's.
And she has to get by hers to get to
I
mine.
know.
Yeah, it's
So
not
she
even like
has to
mine's
hold
the-
it for a
yeah.
little longer.
Yeah, she's hold it for a
Because
little
you know
while.
you're like on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Terry and Heather Dubrow, they had a season where Terry was so busy with work that he wasn't making the kids events, and they would just text him pictures of empty chairs in the front row. And that's Minnie's way of saying, "You're not coming to my clarinet recital. I'm going to take a
They're from
dump ski
Minnie
in
all
your
the
sink."
time. Everything
No.
Minnie has in her life is because of me,
That's not true.
except the 40,000 pounds of treats that she gets.
One
from
time, Mike
me.
asked Natalie to have the cats eaten, and I thought Natalie was going to punch Mike because she feeds him every day, and
I feed you
she's such a
every
good mom, and
day.
you're questioning her being a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm
Totally.
kidding. Okay, so the next chunk of this episode was kind of like a million things spliced into one. Ava apparently texts Brooks that she's not coming
Right.
to the birthday. Again, the reason this irritates me is because they just do that from jump. Don't say like, "Oh, I'm going to try to make it and not get there." It's such a bullshit thing to do, people. Just own up to the fact that you're not coming.
And then don't let camera crew follow you around while you just bop around New York City like you're in a fucking, not Wes Anderson, Woody Allen movie.
Yeah. Agreed. Then we get to Georgia in her high roller suite, which to me couldn't have been more perfect.
Oh my God. It was so good because it said everything you ever needed to know about
Everything
anything.
you ever
Yeah.
needed to know. Her boyfriend has to have some money, right?
Clearly. But then the fact that he hightails it out is almost like he's like, "I'm going to leave before the cops get here."
She's got food
that may
everywhere.
or may not have been my credit card.
Do you- Fair point. Do you know what it kind of reminded me of? What's the Home Alone Lost in New York when he's like in the hotel and no one's charging him and he's in the bathrobe? He's just this little kid living large at a hotel, and that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Which, wait, by the way, I feel like, have I told you this story? This kind of happened to me. I was at a very fancy hotel, at a party at a very fancy hotel here in Los Angeles. And when I was there with a girlfriend of mine, and we see that when we're leaving, the guy who threw the party rented like 2 floors of the hotel. And when we were heading out, we see a room just open. And we were like, wait a minute. I can't believe I'm telling, but there's a statute of limitations. I guess you can't get me for it now. So I was like, oh my God, wait, could we just go into that hotel room and like have some fun? We go into this hotel room. We're sudsing up the tub, taking a bath, popping bottles of champagne. We order room service. We rent movies.
Are you serious?
Yes.
The set of grapes on this one, I would be having a panic attack the entire time that
I was
somebody
so
was
drunk.
What is it? Who stands outside and like literally uses one of those things to like punch in the door, like
The
the
SWAT team.
the SWAT team.
Yeah.
That's what I
No.
would be thinking.
Literally, we ordered room service. And
That's like crazy.
I know. I have pictures. And then I wake up the next morning and my friend is gone and she left cash for me on the dresser. I'm like, wait, what did I do last night? It wasn't enough. It was only $40.
It wasn't
but-
enough.
And then she just texted me, I left you money for an Uber, which was so sweet of her. And then I saw that my sister texted me that she gave birth to my nephew. And I was like, wait, am I still drunk? What's happening? There's money. I have a nephew. And
there's money. I have a nephew.
And I was like, oh my God, now I have to leave this hotel. Like they must have this all on tape. Like I'm going to walk out and they're going to arrest me because now I'm sober. And the reality of what I did is, and I've never done anything like this in my entire life. I don't know what got into me. And so I'm like, play it cool. You're one of them. Play it cool. You're one of them. And I get to the lobby and I'm going out the door and this man in a suit who works at the hotel comes up to me and he was like, excuse me. I'm like, I'm one of them. I'm playing it cool. What do you need? And the guy goes, where are you going? I'm like, home. I'm just going to catch a cab to go home. And he was like, oh, we'll have the hotel car take you. And he walks me out to the back and opens up this like Maybach. And I get in the back and they drive me home. And I was like, I can't believe what just happened. And that was it. The end.
They must have thought you were someone.
I know.
That's it. And that's all. There's no like, because who asks, where are you going? And then also ends that with, oh, you were taking care of yourself? No. Let me take care of you with something
nicer than a cab.
Way nicer and on me and could put 8 people out who are waiting for this guy to take them somewhere.
How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
Anyway, so when I saw her there, I was like, oh, good times. I remember that.
Yeah.
I also feel like these aren't like crazy sloppy drunk kids because they all are talking about how hungover they are the next morning. And like, listen, all episodes you could see that Riley's schnocker, George's hammered, Charlie's stoned, whatever, but they're not housewife wasted.
No.
Or were they?
It's hard
because every single one of them had a buddy drunk eat cake giggle story with Charlie, who said he was going to smack the girl the week before. Like, so like, Charlie's like, not for me. I'm not again like Charlie's. No one gives a shit what happened. And I'm going to jump ahead, but even Georgia made it okay for Charlie to come back in the group when she texts back her joke. Oh, to split the fucking stack with you. Why? Because I'm poor. Right then, boom, it's over. It's over. It's squashed. Like they'll bring it up. It'll be a thing.
Yeah.
When about the phone, like this was later on, he texted Georgia and was like, Omar just called and said he wants to meet up with me. FYI, I would have split the stack with you if I found the phone. And she texts back, why? Because I'm poor. Super funny. But also, oh, so we're cool? We're good now.
I mean, you could take that as a
joke.
Because
then he texts back, no, because I don't want to beat up a dude in a suit.
Right.
And she
of course
texts
he did,
back.
it's always fucking physical. For
Whatever.
It's
You
so
guys would be
crazy.
speed cubing in like 10 minutes. So it's over. There's been like, we're joking now. Like, I'm sure she's still mad. She should be.
Well, nobody came to bat for her. So she probably thinks like,
but
no one gives
what
a
I'm
shit.
saying is like these, maybe you're right in the sense that they got so wasted that they fucking partied with Charlie and forgot what happened and then also had hangovers. So like, oh, you're not used to this.
Well, no, I'm saying, and you wouldn't know this because you're
fucking wasted.
You're not a housewife aficionado like myself. When I say housewife wasted, I'm talking Dorinda Medley in Cartagena with the Joker smile, subtitles, being aggressive and then crying. Like, it's not
barfing in bushes and fighting.
No, there so many of them are like that.
No, I mean,
that's not all.
That's
no, that's what I'm saying. These kids don't get.
Are so horrible.
No, but I know. But
my
point is, that they don't get housewife wasted, and so I don't know if that's. It's refreshing, and by the way, I love the Housewives, and I'm not saying every housewife does this, but the ones that do, really do, and we haven't seen that out of these kids yet. And you would think a 22-year-old kid is going to be way more out of hand than, a 50-year-old housewife, and not the case. So I was impressed by it. That's all I'm saying.
I just want to give an overall kind of note on this. I kind of feel like this show, like because they didn't show anything into the night. And obviously I know the camera guys go home at some point, but they didn't show like, the thing that Charlie shows on his phone later where like, they were shit blasted that night. Like Riley doesn't remember that she's eating this cake. She's, hitting Hudson with his
Charlie.
own shirt or something, and where Hudson, I couldn't tell it. Like I watched it a couple times. I couldn't tell if like Hudson was actually irritated about getting hit over and over with his t-shirt. I don't know.
If somebody was like, "Oh, you answer this question now," I probably would. It seemed like he was a little bothered by the way he took his
wasn't
shirt
having
back and kind of
it wasn't a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Is at the
Not
very
laughing
at
with
the
you,
very
laughing
least.
at you.
Exactly. And he wasn't laughing at all. So he was
Exactly.
just sort of like walking off with like just like a solemn, like a nothing look on his face that just tells me like he wasn't really enjoying any of this. I'm not sure how pissed he was, but not enjoying it. But I just feel like this show, maybe because we talked about how, there was this show, I think, started off one way and ended up another way as it got later into like if it got greenlit because of certain Housewives kids that were not on originally, but they did come on later. It looks to me like this show isn't what it started out to be, and they almost just said like, let's just give it a go. Let's just go ahead and give them 8 episodes. How much can that be? Whatever. I'm sure it's a lot, but we know we want to do something. Let's almost use this as like a test tube, like season and just see, because I just think it's weird that they didn't show like for Charlie is not a guy who sits on the sidelines in a chair, just kind of on his phone, watching all the dramatics happen. Charlie's been in the middle, in the center of the drama every time we've seen it, and other people have commented on it. Who was it that was like, everything I've been involved in this summer has had something to do with this guy? So it just seemed like they were picking and choosing what they were showing. I understand that like what you think might have happened between him and Hudson, like that's totally fair. That could have definitely been a reason why they didn't capture that. But like Ariana is like, she's like our front and center kind of like, for like, if there is one right now, I think it's been Charlie by accident because Charlie's just a shithead. But I feel like everyone is on board with Ariana. She's the most level-headed, blah, 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 whatever. They should have shown that scene as opposed to showing so many other things that they did. Like it wasn't a situation of time. It almost seems like they've now decided we're going to put everyone on ice in a way to like, and we're going to figure this out in a postmortem, like figure out like how we're going to go. If we're going to retool, season 2 is going to be totally different, and we don't. It feels like maybe after they trashed Charlie and showed him for who he is, now they're not. I don't believe he was sitting on the sidelines like not causing any trouble all weekend. I don't buy that.
The only reason
they just decided not to show it, which is why I think it's odd that they showed everything else. It's very decision-making happening everywhere.
The only reason I don't fully agree with that is because I feel like Charlie realizes everything he's doing is landing himself in hot water. And I think he's in his mind, like, I'm over getting shit on. I don't even want to be at the fucking Jersey Shore. I could be in the Hamptons. Dylan's got an OnlyFans suite somewhere that I could be there. Like,
yeah,
he's like that kid that because you didn't want to play by the rules, now you just want to be like, fine, then I'm not playing at all. And you're just going to sit on the sidelines and just be a shithead because he's out there like smoking a joint. He's trying to connect to Ava, who's back in the city because he would rather be back in the city than at the shore. I don't get along with any of these people. Like, I just think, again, he thinks he's above it. He doesn't want to be there. And I think he's trying to remove himself from some of these situations because he does keep, like, he keeps getting, it's deserved, but he does keep getting shit on. And he's earned it. He was an asshole to Riley in the van. He was an asshole to Georgia at lunch. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that and somebody made this comment. I can't remember on what episode or what show, but and then people made it before. Just that everyone can watch a thing. We all watch the same thing and have 3 totally different perspectives on it. I think that Charlie's never had any repercussions or consequences that he cared about. Do you know what I mean? My mom always used to tell me, like, I was not a good kid when I was little. I know, shocker. But she would be like, dude, I could take away everything. I could take away every fucking thing that you had, strip your room, bet everything, and be like, you're sleeping on the floor and you're grounded for a month. And you'd be like, okay. Like it didn't, nothing, like there wasn't a consequence that really made a difference when I was younger.
Ever. There was not one
When I
thing.
was younger, now of course, but when I was
No,
younger,
when
like
you were little.
no, nothing, not
Wow.
really. I don't know why, but it just.
Like if she's like, you can't see any of your friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I
That's
think,
wild.
well, listen, I do know why now, but I think, and this is probably super fucking cheesy, but I'm a creative person. So like I'll fine, take everything. I'll be in my head as long as I need to be. Like I don't, everything I need is right up here. Like that's why I was
Got
like,
it.
I don't give a shit. Take it all. So I think that to a certain extent, Charlie has that where he's never had a consequence that he cared about until Georgia was like, no, this is real, bro. This is a real thing. It's irreparable. We both said shit. Like, even when they got there and he went and was like, oh, do. And she was like, mm-hmm. And he's like, is this real? And she's like, yeah, it's fucking real. Like, at that moment, I felt Charlie like, oh shit, maybe this is real. And then it, like, I think Charlie clocked that he might lose Georgia, which I think he does actually care about her. And that a little bit of what you're saying, not so much that like, I'm gonna fucking pout, but like, oh, I could always get away with this shit because there was never a fucking camera in my face, you know? Like, oh, so like, but like, not a real one, not 6, not a producer who I've pissed off who wants to fucking shit on me now. Like, I think he's realizing, like, oh no. And listen, that was probably shot and not like, obviously this shot was, so he had to have that moment and then realize, oh shit, that's on cam. Oh fuck, they're gonna air. I fucked myself. Like, cause it's not like this isn't Love Island. Like, he didn't watch the episode last week and be like, oh man, you guys put that out there. Like, oh, I gotta be good now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit of what you're saying of like, let me rephrase that. I hope it's a little bit of what you're saying. Cause a lot of what I was feeling during this episode is like, whoever was the producer, story producer on this episode, they should get all the episodes. Because I think they leaned into Jax is gone, fucking the Valley's the shit show. Everybody's pissed about it. Charlie fucking said he was gonna smack some chick. Like Meteor said something about Charlie being the next Jax in the comment. I was like, eek. Do you think Bravo would let that happen under their supervision again? Like that would be fucking wild if they did that, right?
Yeah.
So I think there was a new edit and they leaned into, you know, these kids are pretty fucking funny. Like the outtakes that we have, all the shit we don't put in is fucking funny. I bet the producers and editors fucking rolling all goddamn day. And they were probably like, let's do a funny edit and just lighten shit up a little bit. Because everything had a funny thing in it.
You guys, I need you to, I didn't laugh a single, like,
okay.
I mean, like,
I wrote down
it's
comments.
not that I thought that it was like I like the episode just fine, but like you guys both seem to think it was just a comedic, like
when Riley
meltdown,
was in that Ninja Warrior thing and she just kept falling, you didn't laugh out loud.
How did I
miss that? Said when they came downstairs and Brooks was whacking flies with that electric fly
Oh my
swatter,
God, that was so funny.
And Amira was like, oh, Brooks is in his Hannibal Lecter era. When fucking Charlie, after their little fight, he's got to have some ability to defend himself if he's walking around with all that jewelry on.
You know, maybe
funny
when Charlie is funny, I don't care because I don't even think it's funny when he's saying anything. I'm just so irritated that he's hiding behind like a mask of just comedy because he can't deal with life and like in any stretch. So like Charlie, I guess, is just a void to me. So.
When Georgia and Riley were in the fucking hotel room the next day, and Riley put what a fucking whatever in her thing, and Georgia she was like, "Wait, we were supposed to have mimosas," and Georgia was like, "Well, yeah, but then you put a glob of who knows what in your thing." Like there was just so many little one-liners. When Shy and fucking what's her name
like I was just not
when
taking
Riley
it all with any of
stormed
that.
off and Shy was like, okay, let's role play. I'm gonna be Gia.
Okay, that
or whatever. And he was like, oh,
adorable.
Hey, oh hi. Like I'm waiting for Shy to be an asshole because I'm absolutely fucking in love with him. And
well, he can't just set off a bomb and then run upstairs. That's kind of an asshole move.
What?
What did
we're not
Oh,
there.
okay, we'll
but
get there. We'll
like,
get
yeah.
there. Wait, do you not hold on? In all seriousness, because I when I was rewatching it, I was like, I wonder if I'm going to find this as fun.
It was
When
hysterical.
she
Nothing.
was falling, every time she would stand up on that,
That was.
I was pissing myself.
I was so
literally, I
glad that we-
must have seriously missed that because I don't even remember that scene.
it was
It was
after.
fucking 10-minute scene. It was like when they all went on the boat. When do you know the teaser of Riley dropping her phone and
just
ding
going
bong?
on. Yeah, when she's slipping and aren't you supposed to fall on that?
But
Like-
no one else was eating shit like her. And I probably found it particularly funny because I am Riley. Like, I'm so klutzy. I could trip over air. And every time, like, you would see everyone else just like walking from pad to pad, and maybe they'd lose their balance a little bit, but like every time.
Yeah,
But also, do you know why you're supposed to fall on that?
because it's like
Funny. Because it's funny. It's funny when people fall down and
You
bounce
think-
off
hey,
things and
Mike,
fly into the water.
do you think that
That's
I
funny.
don't slapstick isn't something that
Which
like,
is why I think we're both sitting here a little.
yeah, it's all I care about. It's
Little-
literally all I care about, and
You need to watch
I-
it again in a better mood.
I watched it like 4 times
Maybe
because I
you were
kept having to
in
come
the
back to it because I
grumpy.
would like lose attention because
Yeah.
like I'm realizing like I don't fucking care about this show like and it's over, so I don't really. It's great and whatever, but like I think it's gonna get totally retooled next season, and so I'm definitely open to that. But this just all very much seems like they're just this is a testing season to see like what's working and what's not, and hopefully they lean into exactly what you're talking about. I don't mean to be such a Debbie Downer about it. I didn't like hate the episode, but I definitely
you
wasn't
do.
laughing out loud about anything.
Oh, it was a giggly episode for me, I will say.
It reminded me of a good old fashioned summer house. Like when Summer House leans into like, let's just let them have fun for
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, dude.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said in the beginning, it just kind of gave me that like, oh, like this was me and my friends. Just we weren't fucking traveling to the Jersey Shore to stay in a big ass house, but we were always dicking around, saying funny shit, doing stupid shit. Like,
Listen, I think maybe I was just bummed because the whole time, because I read those comments and I have like all 3 of them just so I could, say so and so, so and so and so, so all think that this is the reason why. Like that's why I kind of clumped them all together about, them deciding to confront Charlie on day 2. And I'm thinking that that's going to happen. I'm thinking that at some point, anytime someone is going to say something to this guy, and it just didn't happen. And it just made me think like we're watching another show, a brand new show where they could like actually, it's like I'm way better if I'm on a streak of something, but if I'm not, then I feel like I don't have like it's harder to like get back on the saddle. But like if I'm like 8 days of carb free, it's like that's what keeps me going. So I'm just thinking about this show that has like everything in its hands to like do the right thing, and I'm like, and you're already doing this, you're already fucking this up, and like this guy, like we talked last week about how like just. I do the thumbnails, and I know it sounds so stupid, but like you got to put someone on there that's like gonna tell the story of like what you're about to come and watch. And it's like Charlie should have been pretty much on every thumbnail, and I was just like, this is so annoying. And so then I really thought somebody was gonna give it to him this week. I thought you guys heard me 2 weeks ago. I thought, dude, this guy's out, down for the count. There's no coming back from this, and like it doesn't matter.
I can't stand Charlie. However, I was actually happy to see him not the center of attention in this episode. I was happy that he was not being ignored, but he wasn't given airtime. And like,
yes, he was. That's and there it just not to interrupt you, but that's the thing. I think that he was the same Charlie that he's been every day of his life for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And I think that they made a choice not to show it this week. And I don't appreciate that. And I think that's why I'm just like irritated, because it really felt like.
you think Charlie was the same Charlie he's always been, and still everyone was that chummy with him? Like eating cake and partying all night, and the next day nobody really had a problem with him. He was on the boat, like
He
jumped
said
in the water
he wanted
to
to
get
hit
homegirl's
Georgia.
phone.
He just called her a
Listen,
stupid bitch and said that he wanted to hit her. And no one seemed like, I don't care if he is being sweet tonight, which I still don't believe that he was, but I think that
No.
somebody
You
should
said-
have said something at some
Right.
point.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's not what you said though. Like what
That's not
you
what I
said
said?
was, you feel like Charlie was the same old Charlie the whole weekend, and they just didn't show it. Right?
Yeah, there's no way that he went night and day.
Fine. What I'm saying is, so if that was to be the case, Charlie would have had to been the same Charlie to everyone because everyone's there. And they also edited it out in their IRL, like, and we're chummy with him. So like, yes, he said he was gonna slap.
Yeah.
Yes, he did all that shit last weekend. He also did all that shit again this weekend, according to you, because Charlie wouldn't change. And so on top of letting it go last weekend, they also let it go this weekend, is what I'm saying.
I don't think that he is in anyone's face calling them a stupid, delusional bitch and that he wants to hit them. But I think some level of the Charlie that we have seen week after week definitely came to the Jersey Shore. Like, you don't leave that guy at home after every single thing we've seen, whether it's been saying that he was going to fuck someone's girlfriend, or he's not going to pay for this, or he wants to hit someone, or he is like hyper focused on a speak, or like whatever. Like, that guy doesn't change that hardcore for one Saturday night.
I don't think he does. I think it goes back, at least in my mind, the way that I'm experiencing this episode, he was just a little muted, self-muted this episode, because it's like, you know, when someone gets in trouble and they realize like, okay, listen, I still fucking hate this person. I still don't want to be here. I still think they're an asshole, but like, I can't get sent home. Like, it's almost like they're a kid in school and they're just like, I still fucking hate this teacher. I hate this school. I don't give a shit if I graduate. And they're still a punk, but he's like, but I just have like, because if I get another detention, like, it's going to be a problem. So I think he was just a muted asshole.
Right. And everyone else there is so used to him being an asshole up to here that they're dealing with him because he's just being a mute.
Yes. And are you saying that you just wanted to see someone give it to him, even though?
Like, I feel like this whole thing's just going to get washed over. Like, it's not going to be a thing and we're just going to move on, and then they'll probably just think like, well, you know, I think he understands what he did this season and he'll probably be back next season. I think I just have a very like low, I feel stupid waiting around to see if they're going to make the right choice, because it's so rare. But it did, like I said, Jax Taylor got fired this week. Maybe we can continue the momentum of just like these kids. They've got their own beef. They've got their own arguments. They don't even mean to get in arguments, and they do. Shy, the kid that's like the most normal, like level-headed, supportive friend there, ends up starting a fire by accident, I think. But at the end of the episode, they don't need you to bring in these old-timey villains, these tired ass archetypes of assholes. Yeah, we got them. Well, we got new and improved.
No, totally. And I think what I really like about the show, and what I also liked about this episode, is you see maybe not full resolution, but like when Ariana woke up this morning that we're talking about, she said to Hudson, she's like, I got really aggressive and I don't like that. And then she went up to Georgia that day. She didn't wait on it. She didn't wait for Georgia to pull her aside. Nope. And she was just like, can we talk? They went outside. Ariana apologized for her part in it. Georgia even apologized for hers and said, like what we were talking about earlier, something, even though I know we had discussed whatever, something just triggered me. I'm so sorry. And then everyone could go and have a lovely day. If you wanted to go to the cabana, if you wanted to go to the, go out on the boat ride. And I just was like, this is what is lovely about this show that we're not necessarily getting on even the Summer Houses and the Southern Charms and shows like that, because it's still that beef that builds. You hear it from somebody that tells somebody else and it comes back to the original person. These people wake up, their conscience is awake. They go up to the person, they talk about it. Like, it comes up again. There's a lot of stuff that we'll talk that has this same rhythm to it in the dinner scene later tonight.
It's incredible how, and you know what? Maybe I'm old timey for getting pissed that when they're throwing the bitch word around at each other, because then you totally lose me when that happens. But maybe it's like, no, they don't take that word into account as what I am. Like, it's not that's an old school way of looking at like name calling or like communication or whatever. Like, I understand by watching this show that like maybe I'm old school, that it's like, if you call me a bitch, you're out of my life forever. Yeah. Because they seem to be like, wake up the next day and exactly what you said. Ariana seems to be the quintessential like, I want to call her a robot, only because like a robot just knows what to do every time, but I don't mean it in like a bad like a robotic way. I just mean like she's so believable. I believe her when she's over it, when she approaches that problem and she says what she says. Like, I don't think she's been coached by anyone. I don't think that it's even hard for her. Like, if I were to say those things, I would be sweating still, nervous, because like I am really wounded, you know, like I'm sensitive. So like I would try to be having that conversation, and I wouldn't be having it in such an alpha way that she is. I would be a puddle trying to have that conversation.
She's very balanced when she approaches these
so
conversations.
Balanced. It is like, she should be, we should put her in marble. Like she is something to be like, to strive to be
admired and studied.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know about that.
It's
maybe
true.
if she's not drunk, but because she's a little mouthy when she's drunk. Yeah.
No, but I think that's what Nat's saying. Like, even though she's doing these things, her turnaround time to recognize the error in her ways and to apologize for it in a way that's clear is impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've said that for a while. It started when Lexi came to Summer House, and we clocked it, but we didn't even clock what was happening. We were just like, whoa, who's this magic fucking being from outer space who's like telling it like it is and so strong in her delivery of something, right? And then we watched season 7 of Love is Blind, and there was more kids, and right around the same time this thing came, we were like, whoa, what the fuck? These are the kids. This is what's happening. These kids are
they're gonna save us.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. They're gonna start. So they've been through therapy. Again, Meteor Wine, he said this, they prioritize therapists over trainers. And I was like, therapists are their trainers.
Yeah.
Like,
I loved that. I thought that was so smart.
So which one, mine or his?
His.
Yeah,
I loved you quoting him. That was my favorite.
Well, he said that they prioritize trainers or therapists over trainers. I said
built on it. Teamwork. So it's teamwork.
I got you.
It's not a competition.
Making things happen. It's always a competition. But they've had they know, they understand that people say shit, but then they also understand you need to apologize for that shit, and that's all great. Moving forward, making progress, love that. Keep it trucking. This episode, I kind of started to think, okay, you guys are a little too down to apologize, and it makes you just say whatever stupid shit that you want to say under the guise of like, well, I'm just being honest, like. Okay, cool. You don't have to be so honest, and you don't have to be so honest because, oh, well, I'll just apologize about it later, and I'll be so responsible and like respect. That'll be the right thing. Like, maybe don't be a dick in the first place. Maybe have like whatever. They're not going to be able to, because that's how progress works. The next generation will get to the point where they're like, I'm tired of saying sorry all the fucking time. I'm just not going to be a dick. That's evolution.
I also think, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I also think we're looking at the majority of these kids are under 24 years old. And especially the ones that are like saying this stuff. I'm not talking about Charlie, and Amira has yet to make a misstep. So good on you.
Oh yeah. Amira did, but to each his own. I don't know.
Well, okay, we'll get there. I think like they're young, they're drinking, they're all hanging out with their friends. Like, how many times were you 20 years old, 22 years old? And
Just once. Both.
I'm not done with my question. And you said something that you're like, oh God, if I was a little mouthy last night, or I shouldn't have said that. That was maybe too candid, and the person didn't need to be told in front of everyone at the table that they have a mustache and they're a woman. Maybe they don't want a mustache as a woman. Like, I just think we're also seeing humans be humans at 22 and 23 years old.
That's another overarching note, is that we are watching everyone try out different debates. Yeah. And then seeing which ones they want to continue having, seeing the ones they want to stand on business next week on, if they're going to be like, oh, I don't really need to have that one again. This show really takes me back to being in college.
Same.
And having these like not arguments, but just like
figure out who you are.
Like debate of values and like the right and wrong of things and all of that, and what you learned as in your upbringing, and you're trying to see if it works in like
do I
your
believe
new
that?
Adult life. Yeah. And like you may for a weekend, and then like the next weekend you're like, I don't really believe that. I've just been taught that forever, but like, I'm probably never going to have that argument again because I don't really care about it. And that is interesting to like, and we said about Gia last week that Gia is, well, she'll figure it out what she is going to waste her time arguing about, you know? Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
The next scene that we have, we've already covered it. It's Ava getting her nails done that we all, I think, feel it's one of the rare times where we all agree that just was not a good look.
Why did she do that? Why did she say, I'm going to tell my friends that I can't go because I'm busy doing all these things, and then I'm going to let this crew...
because I have a job to go to. Not even busy like getting a manicure for the job, because you could have fucking gotten it before Brooks's birthday. It's like, you said I can't go because I have to go to this Dolce & Gabbana party.
Right.
So it's even worse than what you're saying.
Yeah. Why didn't you just fake to the production as well then that you had a job? Or like Dame Dash got a lot of FaceTime.
I think the way she did her mental math.
Yeah.
What's in his contract, Natalie? Is that I got to be in every ep.
I can't stop thinking about her overhearing and being like, yeah, I'm on this show now. And she's like, it's not your show.
By the way, he's more of a cast member. That he shows up for work more than she does.
And he has more riveting things to say than she does.
Okay. No, I think the way she was doing the math is it would take, we would have to drive all the way out to the Jersey Shore. And then I'm going to have to spend 4.5 hours getting from Jersey to the Hamptons. And like, that's just such a waste of time. So I'm just going to spend that day in New York and then just drive out to the Hamptons on Sunday. And it's like, but you have a job to do. Your job isn't to get a manicure and then go see your dad's new vegan restaurant that he's taking over for someone else who couldn't run it. Like, your job is to be at the fucking Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Talking to Georgia about doing a collab. Getting this place on the fucking map.
Yes. Okay, after that, we go to the water sports stuff where like all the kids are just like, oh, this is kind of cool and this does seem fun, and they're all having a good time. And this is one, I had a good laugh, but then also Amira brings up like the Ozempic comment and how like it made her uncomfortable. Obviously, we'll talk about what she says at the dinner. But the one thing that was really funny to me is when they're looking at Charlie being like, whoa, Christian, Gia's boyfriend, said, oh, you're almost 30. You got to start thinking about getting married and having kids, which is so the difference between like a born and raised, like suburban Jersey kid and like a city kid.
Yeah.
Charlie is definitely not thinking about that, Christian. And thank God, quite frankly, he does not need to be procreating.
Wait, is Christian Gia's boyfriend?
Yes.
Christian Carmichael?
Is that his last name?
Yeah, I love that Gia is dating a guy with the last name Carmichael.
A full Guido, like a full
like a
GT.
full juice head.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's fucking
perfect.
good. Yeah,
it's so perfect.
Yes. And he's adorable.
Adorable,
So
and they're
cute.
so cute together.
What a head of hair.
Well, he's a guinea. What do you think? What do you think? I licked that off the grass? It's from my dad. When my mom and dad got together, because my mom is Danish and my dad's Italian, my mom introduced my dad to her mom, and she was like, I've never seen a human being with so much hair. Like, my dad is like a carpet. Thanks, Big A. Anyway, point being is, and then my Italian grandmother would introduce my mom and dad to everyone as, this is my handsome son, Robert, and his friend, Suzanne.
Oh, of course. I've been there. At least she got a name.
Totally. Gotta love the Italian moms.
Yeah.
Anyway, point being is, it was so funny to me when they brought up Brooks's relationship. What did he just turn 25?
I guess.
I think it's at this birthday, 24, 25. And he's like, oh God, no, if he proposed, of course I would say yes. Like, I want to be married. And I thought I would already have a kid by now. I'm like, you're 25. Have a kid. You're still a kid. Have a kid.
You have the coping skills of a fetus.
Right. Like, what are you going to do when the shit hits the fan? Like, have Gia come in and bring your kid to the doctor being like, you're going to listen to my kid.
Actually, this is stupid. Seth Brooks would be there, or Mark, sorry. Seth Marks would be there in 2 seconds.
Totally.
Be like, hello, I'm here to serve and protect.
It was just a wild conversation to hear very, very young kids have, because I wasn't having those conversations with my friends in our 20s. There were like maybe 2 people in my whole group our friend Stephanie.
Yeah.
And one other that really wanted to get married and have kids.
Yeah.
But even I think they started doing it like in their early 30s.
Yeah.
So it was just wild to see that these kids are all talking about that stuff.
Yeah. I think it's one more part of you're having discussions that like you were kind of brought up to have these, like you've formed some idea of what you think, and then you start having those discussions, and then probably 2 weeks later realize like it's like I don't think that I was never trying to get married quickly, but like I always thought I would be a mom. Like I just always thought I would, and I'm not. So, and I don't have any regrets about it.
Yeah.
But I keep thinking I'm gonna like it's never too late for
Any
a regret.
day now, it's gonna set in.
Yeah. But like so I think that they're having these conversations in their 20s thinking of like what they thought. Like I always say like 50, 60 like does not look like 70, 80. None of the ages looks to me
What
anyway
they used to look like.
of what it looked like to me when I was younger. And I don't know if that's real, and that is
Yes,
like
it's real. Haven't you
listen,
seen the thing?
I'm banking on it, baby, because if I look like what my mom's 29-year-old friends look like that's a problem.
Wait, didn't you see when they did that thing with the Golden Girls? They were like, if the Golden Girls was being cast today,
Yeah.
the ages of the people were J-Lo, who's the Nicole Kidman, like Sandra Bullock, and it was one other
Yeah.
person. And it's just mind blowing
Yeah.
because if you really did the math on that, they were like 55 to 62.
Yeah, they were already in elastic pants.
Wait, the Golden
Imagine
Girls?
Yes.
J-Lo in elastic
They were all in the
flowy
retirement
pants.
community.
No, they didn't. They lived in Miami.
Didn't they all live in like wasn't that like a
Blanche,
retirement?
no, it was Blanche's house that she owned by herself, and she had roommates, and the roommates were Dorothy, Sophia, and Rose.
I don't think they're in their 50s.
They were in their 50s to early 60s when that
She's
show
one
started.
of those people that have watched full runs of Golden Girls
Multiple
repeat.
times.
Yeah. Harris texted me last night and he goes, "Do you ever like rewatch old Housewives just for comfort, or am I crazy?" And I'm like, I have. Let me introduce you to my friend that does it on the regular.
Uh-huh.
She's probably watching Beverly Hills for the 27th time this year.
Yeah, it calms my nerves.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said just for comfort and to like calm, like if you're feeling a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, I'm like, these are my friends.
Dude,
These are
that's
my friends.
psychotic.
What?
I'm right, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well, why'd you ask me then?
Why don't you, when she tells you a stat on a housewife or a Golden Girl or a Cheers cast member,
I've never believed.
Just take
Believe
it.
women,
Yeah.
Mike. Believe women. This is my only area of expertise. The only one.
We were literally just having a conversation about how different people look now than then. It's not totally odd that I would not believe you when you're like, those girls were 52 years old.
I know.
I'm almost 52 years old. Like,
oh, he's nice, he's 29.
yeah. So it's
You're
not
ruining it.
crazy. Like,
Yeah, nuts. So at any rate, I totally agree with you that like things ain't what they used to be.
Yeah. So they could be looking at that and thinking, oh, 35, that's archaic. Like not realizing it's going to be here when you wake up.
Joke's
tomorrow
on you,
morning.
kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would kill to be, well, that'd be in the future. But anyway.
Okay, the next scene is what Mike and I happened to think was comedy gold with Riley and Georgia at the bungalow thing upstairs at Georgia's High Roller Suite Hotel. And I my only note on this scene is I'm just intrigued by this odd couple. There's something about the two of them together that I don't know if it's sustainable, but
Wait, who?
Riley and Georgia.
Oh, okay. Okay.
When they were at the hotel and she puts the dollop of cream in her champagne. Like it just, the whole thing was just such an odd couple thing. And I thought it was funny and cute and I liked their conversation. And I'm just curious how it's going to, if it's a sustainable friendship or if this is going to go off the rails very quickly.
I don't know. It's a good question. I could see them Thelma and Louise in it for the rest of their life though. That would be like just an odd couple, but
Totally.
chicks, you know? I think it would be funny. I could see Riley clubbing it in one of Georgia's venues in like 40 years. Just them
Like
dancing.
DJing something for her event or coming to hang.
I feel like they have a lot they could be great for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like Riley could teach Georgia that she's not the only one living on this planet. And Georgia could teach Riley to like do whatever you want. Who cares? Like it's your life. Live it. Like don't worry about, oh, they called you that. Who the fuck are they? You know, like Georgia lets things kind of roll off her. And probably because she doesn't even realize it's happening. Georgia's very self-absorbed, but I think in a way that like maybe I should be more that way and not worried about like being so nice about something or being overly like Georgia's literally waking up and thinking about what she wants to do for her business every day. Whereas like I'll get phone calls and then sit there for an hour feeling like an asshole that I didn't call them back. And like, what am I even doing with my life that I couldn't call them back? Or I'm trying to do something, but like have like just like that weird kind of thing that your personality just sits with, you know, it just, so like, I just think that they could learn a lot from each other and be great friends, but I don't know if it's going to happen like right now. Maybe they should have met in their 30s, not in their 20s when they could just be like, fuck her. You know, I don't know.
Well, listen, if the show keeps going, we might get to see them in their 30s.
Maybe.
This was again another scene. This is where I did laugh the hardest when Riley and Georgia show up at when the boat docks at this like water park thing, and Riley's phone plops out of her hand. But I mean, this couldn't happen if you tried. Bounces off she thinks it's safe, bounce off the thing and plops into the water, and then she falls on the ground, and then fucking Georgia's here in the bathrobe from the hotel. To me, this was pure comedy.
It doesn't get any better. Like, I can't believe you're like, what?
No, I don't fucking
I just
care.
don't think, I think you're me on the Valley. Like, you just do not give a shit about
no,
the show.
I just like, listen,
shit,
you guys,
that scene, I'm so happy that we got to, because that's been in the trailer since fucking day one. That whole
so funny.
phone bopping in the deal. And I was like, God, I don't know why, but I've been waiting to see that scene. And so, so happy that I finally got to see it. The fact that she collapses on the ground, everyone's freaking out. I'll give you $1,000. Fucking Charlie jumps in. What's her name? But she doesn't have any clothes, so she's got to wear Charlie's fucking shirt. She dives in, comes up 4 seconds later. Nope, it's gone. They're like, oh, this is so refreshing. Actually, it's pretty nice. And fucking Riley whips out another phone. Like, oh, that was my third phone. It just got the best seltzer. I was, dude. That shit was fucking gold, dude. It
would have been had not the end of the whole show been a big blow up about privilege, and Riley's the one that's dishing it out about privilege. It's just like there were just things about it that I was just like,
no, but it's Riley acknowledging that everyone on this trip is privileged. Like she wasn't crying like, oh, woe is me, my phone fell in there. She was just like, oh shit, I can't believe that happened. Georgia was the one who wasn't understanding. Like, no, listen. All three of us in this room have experienced and live great privileges every day in our lives. It doesn't take away from the fact that we work our asses off. You can have privileges.
But they were talking about something specific. They were talking about Omar, Georgia having a boyfriend who could invest millions of dollars in a business, not their general lives. Like, I think that's what Shay said, or Shy. That's what Shy was saying.
Like, just because I'm privileged that I have X, Y, and Z going for me doesn't mean, or like that someone wants to take me on a vacation that I'm not going to have to pay for, doesn't mean that I haven't worked my ass off all year and deserve that vacation. Like we'll get to that scene because just so we don't jump ahead.
I'm also just like fucking so tired of talking. I thought we were done with privilege. I just thought it was like such like an old like a 2020 thing that people were arguing about. Oh, your privilege is showing. I just thought maybe we were like over it. And then to hear these kids all arguing about privilege at the end, when I truly think that Georgia, maybe Shy as well, but like we don't really get to see that much of Shy. Like we get just little pieces of him here and there, and it's always great. But to me, Georgia is the one out there just slaying every day, like waking up and just walking out and putting on a fucking hotel robe to go and scout a venue, like not caring that her hair still is bedhead and no makeup and she's wearing a fucking hotel robe. I do believe she is the one that is like the least privileged out of this group. So I think that was just irritating to me too, that like, just leave this girl alone. Let her have her wacky ideas. She's got more originality in her fucking pinky than any of these broads do. And that's how I feel.
But Shai clocked it. He went upstairs and was like, oh, I said a bad word and now everyone's up in a tizzy. And
yeah, but the way that he said it was just like, oh God, now I'm not going back down there. Like, you blew that up. They had literally apologized to each other. But they apologized to each other, accepted the apologies. Everything was fine. And then he literally goes, it doesn't even matter because this is such a and then he fucking took off. And like that whole thing would have never happened had he not just said that sentence that they had already made up. Like I wrote down their last sentences. It was Riley saying, I react, I have big reactions. I say things sometimes, I'm working on that. And Georgia goes, I know, I didn't take it that way at all. I asked for your feedback. And he goes, you know what? It actually doesn't matter because this conversation is so stupid because it's just such a privileged conversation. I'm sorry, but like that, to me, I think that maybe my reaction for this whole episode is all kind of based around that. So I don't mean to jump forward, but like I think I'm just trying to explain to you like why.
Based on that, Shai saying that thing?
It was just based on like how we ended up still fighting about something. But
what he was saying.
Yeah, that's why he said
was
it.
Like, this is ridiculous. What are you guys fighting? Look
But they
around.
weren't fighting anymore. They weren't
but
fighting.
But they had been the whole night. Like everybody was fighting about the dumbest shit. That's what he was saying.
He was trying to squash it by saying
He was being like,
that.
are you guys, look around. What the fuck? I took off. I'm here. Look, can we just have some fun? What do you guys fight is the most privileged fucking argument I've ever seen in my life. Like, and then they were like, what? And he was like, okay, I'm going upstairs. And then he went upstairs and straight said, he's like, I think I said a triggering word for everybody. And he said, I said the privilege, and now everyone's freaking out. So like, all he was saying was, this is a silly argument given our circumstances.
Right, which
and
the argument was over.
And that led them to then get into the argument of privilege. And Georgia get offended because she doesn't think it's privilege, whether it is or not, to have a boyfriend who's rich. Like, maybe it is. Cool. That if it is, then... yeah, then.
But by the way, privilege isn't a 4-letter word. Like it is
it feels like it is. It feels like it is.
Totally. I just think like we have to then be using our heads to redefine like what it is in specific circumstances. Because yes, of course, it can be an insult to someone, right? Like if you're acting like some entitled asshole and you're just throwing a fit over something that is not. Like, do you realize there are real issues in the world and you're mad because of, you chipped, someone bumped into you and smudged your nail? Like, okay, go back. You're still at the salon. They're going to fix it. They're not going to charge it for you. It's fine. Nobody's going to die. Like, I just think Georgia needed to understand. Nobody here said you don't work hard. We're just saying, wait, we don't even need to fight about this. Like, we're so lucky to even be here.
I don't agree with any of this.
Really?
I just think you're I think that when you start talking about that, you are putting a spin on everything that girl has done. It's like, just leave it alone. Like everyone has already told her idea is a piece of shit and not going to work. The worst idea ever. Like everyone at that table basically rolled their eyes or like looked at each other like they can't believe this is fucking happening. She's the only one really there that I just feel like, even Ariana, I love Ariana. I think that she is out to like work and like wants to work hard and achieve something on her own. But like at the end of the day, she will always live with a bajillionaire's son if she chooses to stay together and all of that. So like, I look at Georgia as really the only one on here that like, when she doesn't go get like, okay, even if if our computer died, as much as we are like living like because of everything that we're doing and because Mike has made it where I don't work, I work solely on this startup company and Mike goes to work every day, but everything is accounted for. So, but even if our computer fucking shut down or like took a shit, I would go to the Apple store and just get another one. Georgia didn't do that. She went without a phone for a month. She took her laptop and fucking slapped some gaffer tape over the Apple sign because of whatever. And so I just think that like, let this girl like have a minute to like, I have an investor. Like, yes, you're banging him and it's going to get weird. Like she's going to learn that too. So like this privilege isn't really privilege because they're going to get in an argument at some point and things aren't going to work out. And like, it could all be ripped from under her, even though she should just be able to have an investor on an idea that she had and whatever. And I get that she's young. I get, and like when they're like, you're going to open up a club at 24 years old, like that's privilege. I mean, privilege is so, it's so, everyone has some bit of privilege unless you're literally living on the streets. Everyone, like, unless you were the most destitute person here, everyone's got a layer of privilege that like someone else doesn't have. So I just think it is a dumbing down of accomplishment and of hunger and of like showing up and it just like you're like nobody else would walk out and go. I can't think of anyone else on the show that works like she does and has nothing to fall back on. And if it doesn't work, she's fucked.
I think two things about what you're saying. One, I personally believe that saying someone has privilege, like the word privilege is a nuanced term. I don't think it's just like this big, like, oh, your privilege is showing and you're like just one blanket term for someone who's just had it easy their whole life. That could be someone who has
very
great privilege.
Much used that way. So like anyone can take that connotation from it because it's very much, whenever you hear that word, it is way more majority of time associated with something that like you get that someone else doesn't have. And that immediately makes you feel a little bit worse that you have this thing. Like you can't even really enjoy what you've done to get there. I just think it's just like, let it go. Oh,
but hold
like,
on. Here's the other thing I want to say about that though. I think Shy does work his ass off. He's an agent's assistant. We've all been someone's assistant. It is there's a reason they say being Madonna's easy, being Madonna's assistant is hard, because being an assistant is a pride swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about, Joe Schmo. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. That job is sometimes it never stops. They're texting you on your off hours, all that stuff, right?
What do you think my whole background is?
No, I'm saying this for people that don't know assistant work, right? That's why I said we all in this room, we've all been assistants. And I think that Shy, he is currently an assistant. He showed up late and everyone's like, wait, why are you here late? And he goes, because I work a 9-to-5 job, guys. Like my boss tells me where I can go. Georgia, who I also agree does work her ass off, she has her own company. They've got a credit card. She can take time off. She can do stuff like that. So I think he's working just as hard as her, just in a different avenue.
Yeah.
So that's why I think when he said that, I didn't think he was coming for her. I think he was saying it with a sense of nuance where it's like, yeah, I want to start a fashion line. Clearly, I made these pants. If my girlfriend could fund my fashion line, that would be such a privilege of mine. It doesn't mean that I haven't worked hard to do it. It would just be a privilege that, by the way, I'm cashing in on, and we love each other and it's honest and it's great. And I'm taking it all the way to the bank.
He didn't get a full role on this show. He's like friend of. She did. She's more interesting. She goes harder and farther. He works a safe 9-to-5 job. That's how I see those two. You could say that he works really hard. She took a giant leap of faith in herself and said, I'm going to go start a business. I got this credit card. Who has to pay it? I'm not fucking turning in my expenses to my agent, the agency I work for. I think it's different. I think that she's better than, I think she has a different hustle than anyone on this show, I think.
Sure.
So I didn't like that she got pulled into a fucking privilege conversation, especially after she had just tied up the conversation. It was just so crazy that they literally, their last two sentences were those two things I just said. And then he comes in and says that thing. And I just think it's like bullshit. That's how I feel. And we don't have to keep talking about it.
No. And I hear you. I hear where you're coming from. I also hear where Shy's coming from when he says like, we're at this beautiful house. We're all hanging out. Like, why? Like, this is so silly for us to keep going around about. Like, let's just.
The roundabout was about her business, though. So we can't all just stop talking about it. Maybe Georgia's not the type of person that stops talking about business ever.
Yeah.
And that's maybe why she will become someone, and maybe why Shy will just sit back and think, oh, I'm so grateful for all these things. Well, sometimes the grateful don't get to the next fucking level.
Yeah.
And like, that's the fucking hard truth. And I don't want to be that person, but I recognize them. And I sometimes wish I was more of a fucking ball busting, like just hard, like just, she's a fucking tough bitch. And I am not that. So
Okay, so I know that's all the way at the end of the episode, but if we get back to where we left off, it's the scene at the Slutty Vegan with Ava, her dad. I feel like we did cover this. Yeah. Where
Oh,
she's
yeah.
talking about, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then it's everyone getting ready for dinner. And again, I don't know, Mike, if you clocked this, but I was LOLing when Brooks is spraying his hair and he sprays his eye, and everything about him is just like a little delayed, which I find hilarious. So he sprays his eye and he's just like, oh, ow. Like I just find his whatever he's doing, he makes me chuckle. There's something slightly north of center with him that is just tickling my funny bone. And I just thought it was cute, like when Riley walked in and she goes, "Oh my God, wait, should we call the cops?" And you could tell like Ariana was very proud of her look.
Mm-hmm.
And Ariana goes, "Why?" And she goes, "Well, we can't find her waist." Like it was just like a cute way to compliment your girl. I just thought that whole thing of them getting ready to go to dinner was sweet. I also thought they all seemed super appreciative over the dinner, except for Charlie. Charlie's outside. And him and Ava, I'm fascinated now by their relationship. Like when he called her, she knew right away to cover the camera because she wasn't camera ready. And I thought that is interesting. He's like, "Wait, I see you're still in Manhattan." And she's the only person that he wants to talk to,
Yeah.
that he feels is on her level, that he feels like he could relate to. He's like, "Well, now's the perfect time because I'm smoking this Johnson," which, by the way, have you ever heard of Jay called a Johnson?
I don't know, but if we're still talking about Charlie being bisexual, that would be a point on that side.
Yeah, marked it, noted.
In my day, smoking Johnsons was a whole other bag.
That's still my day. I still what it
me
is.
and Tamara Judge's day.
Remember that company, Big Johnson?
Yeah.
They made those grody t-shirts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Johnsons.
But like everyone comes down, they see the table. It was so cute. Someone, I think it was Ariana. She's like, "Oh my God, it's like we're on Love Island."
Aw.
And it was just so cute because it was such, you see these housewives dinners, right?
Yeah.
Where they've spent God knows how much money with these massive floral arrangements and they're lit beautifully. And there's like a live pianist and like cello player and harpist in the back.
Oh my God.
But so this was like the junior version of
Yeah.
that. And they just had like cute little thing, like
Yeah.
floral arrangements and little lamps. And it was so sweet to me because they were
Yeah.
also appreciative of it.
Yeah.
And this is where we get into Georgia talking about her bowling alley, nightclub, cafeteria, food style event space that she's opening. Not to shit on anyone's idea. I love Dreamers, but I did think it was very funny that everyone in their confessionals was like, "This is a terrible idea. This is the world's worst idea. It's not great." Like, and by the way, she might prove everybody wrong. And it could be the hottest club in New York, but like the responses were very funny.
I always wonder, like, what is George's idea of opening a space? Like I think that idea and a million just like it could totally work for 3 months. They could hit it hard. It could be packed down, a line around the fucking block. But these things, anything this off the wall and this trendy and whatever is always just like it's a pop-up,
Right.
And so I sometimes wonder what Georgia really is saying when she's like, "I'm opening this space." Is it just like if she just has this idea for like 6 months, we're going to have the biggest parties at this place. I could definitely see that being super successful.
Yeah.
And then it would be done and over one day. But those people are normally, if it's a 6-month thing, 3 months in, they're already building out the next space. And so I'm just curious if I wish she would have offered up that. Like, do you see
That
this
part of
as
the
a
business
permanent
plan?
spot, or do you see this as like this is a autumn winter thing that'll be over by the new year, and then it's going to be this,
On to the next.
Yeah,
Whatever.
she seems. If you work in that space, you clearly know that these things don't last long.
Totally.
I think even like, cause that's what I was gonna say is like everyone knows that, right?
Yeah.
If you don't, oh fuck, you're probably an idiot. But so like I think that goes without saying. What I was thinking is like when it was like, "Oh, it's a horrible idea." I don't know much about club revenue or the costs to operate a club, but like let's say it's $3 million to start this thing and it's $2 million a year. We all know this shit's not going to last because it's trendy, but that's the business they're in.
Yeah.
They get a 3-5 year run out of a club and then they shut down, wait a couple years and start the next one. and that's your life. Okay, how much can a bowling alley make in 3 years? Like if it's $2 million a year plus $3 million, that's fucking $9 million to start this thing. But if you're gonna make $40 million in the next 3 years, then this is a great fucking idea. I think it's dumb. I wouldn't go. I hate like hipster bowling alleys.
They
But,
make
like,
so much
they
money.
kill, dude. They
like 'em.
fucking kill.
I like them every time we go. Me as a single individual, not with anyone else. My part is always like $125.
Yeah, it's
like
expensive.
it's fucking
and that
for
was
one
16
person.
years ago when she was a single person.
I mean, if I go solo without you because someone's doing something at a Lucky Strikes type of place, and that's totally
I
like
refuse to go.
bridge and tunnel.
Yeah.
I don't think that hers would be, you know.
Yeah.
So imagine what people are spending there. Bottle service, bottles and bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Bottles and balls.
Yeah.
I would have liked to hear more of that, like that side, like
Yeah.
the idea. I mean, fuck it, it's an idea. Some people are gonna like it. Some people aren't. Some people aren't gonna give a shit. That's
The
an
cool
idea.
kids are gonna like it.
Yeah, but like,
Until they do and show up, and she's
but
like,
the
"I'm not letting you in."
financials.
Yeah.
Like, just tell me what. Even a 3 month or 6 month pop up. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like, I don't think they're doing a 6 month pop up. I think she said it was a $3 million investment or something like that. Seemed a bit much for. And
Oh, I
but
thought
then
she
again,
said
like,
Omar's going to put in $1 million. Did she say the total is $3 million?
I thought she did, but I could be.
Yeah,
wrong.
no, you could totally be right.
Regardless, like, how soon do you make that money back? And Omar might know that. He might be like, yeah, no, these fucking idiots are making 20 million in 18 months. Yeah, I'm in. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think George is planning on being like, oh no, this is gonna be my George's bowling alley when I'm 60.
George's
like we're still
bowling
doing
alley.
Yeah,
like
no,
she knows what she's
Georgia
doing.
and Omar's. Wait, let me ask you guys this though, because before the bigger fight at dinner breaks out, Amira brings up the food stuff to Georgia. Is that what you guys had a problem with?
Just didn't see her approaching something that way. I had higher hopes for Amira.
How did you want her to approach it?
I don't know, maybe pull her aside before you get to dinner at the birthday. If we're still not accosting Charlie, seems like we're still trying to have a nice evening, but now everyone feels comfortable with basically telling Georgia whatever the fuck they want all the time, but nobody wants to tell Charlie. Yeah, I think she should have said something before.
Yeah, I can get
this
down with
dinner,
that.
unless this is just like classic reality show. It's a dinner table takedown. But I didn't expect Amira to be the one doing it.
Well, even Shai was like, did you just say that you had advice for her? And then like even he was a little twisted by it.
Yeah.
I love Amira. Need more Amira. I do think I think Harris was saying this. Like I think she's also, I don't know, I'm guessing. I think she's also as equally hustler-y and needs the
she's
like as Georgia. Like I think she's really getting it done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a little less like I feel like you right now.
Like me?
No, like Natalie, I had a thing, but then I forgot it.
It happens.
I never look at my phone.
What? No, in the beginning when you have your thing and you have to look back at your phone for them.
Now if I forget it, it's just gone with the wind and something I don't have to cut together. Nothing is.
You've been doing better recently.
Well, I just don't say half the things that I thought of because I just don't want to keep looking, and I'm trying to just relax about it. America doesn't need to hear every single thing that I think about everything.
That is not true. Don't rob America.
I mean, I did that for a bit. Remember how many just to camera tirades I would go on? Like, I have something to say about Paige DeSorbo.
Mark, what were you gonna say?
A big fan of Amira, love Amira, but like I'm gonna need a little more like tell me about your life and what you got going on, and a little less fill in the blank police. Like every fucking scene with Amira is fill in the blank police. Like I'm here, I'm gonna police it, and cool, like it was great, and it is great, but can I get something else? Because all I'm getting is that's not classy. That's not how you should be. You shouldn't. Can I give you some peace? Cool. Can you just tell me how was your day, Amira? How was your thing last night? Did you go to somewhere? I like your dress. Where did you get that dress? Give me something, anything.
Do you remember
other than that? That's all it is.
Do you remember I said episode 1 that we were like covering about this? I said, I'm so excited to get to the episode where we learn about Amira. Like, this is my background. This is what my parents are like. This is how I grew up. Like, we learned this episode. She was a dancer. And I didn't realize, like you, and I think Mike also, none of us realized this was an 8-season episode. Like, basically a half of a, or 8-episode season. Yeah. Thank you. This was essentially half a season.
Yeah.
And I'm with you on that, because I was thinking about it when I was rewatching it today. I was like, oh, we're not going to get, unless they do it in the finale, which I would be shocked to give us.
What's even the point? I don't even need it now. If it's
that's exactly
time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, we're not going to get that, and that's a bummer, because then it's hard.
What do you mean her story? What do you mean?
You know how? Well, again, you don't watch the Housewives, but there's always, like, when a new housewife comes on, right? There's this moment where we learn about them. It might not be the first episode we see them on, but maybe the second or whatever, where all of a sudden they're like, and, I grew up dirt poor, and my dad passed away when I was 2 years old, and it was just me and my mom, and we moved around a lot. And, like, you see all of these things very quickly as to, like, oh, that tracks as to why this person is all of these things. Like, we get that with a lot of these characters, and I thought we were going to get that. Don't put those away, because I would like some. Thank you. And thanks for sponsoring us. Simply Party Size White Cheddar, whatever your brand is. Cheeto?
They're not sponsoring.
No, they're not.
We
but
have
you
no
could be.
sponsors.
Well, you could be. So anyway, I just always thought we were going to get, like, when we learned about Charlie being in therapy so much and drawing those crazy pictures of his dad, when we learned about Georgia and her parents owning this business that her dad bankrupted unbeknownst to her mom, and then her dad taking his own life. Like, we've learned about that. And the only reason we didn't really need that with Gia and Brooks and Ariana is because we have learned so much about them by way of their moms being on their mom's show.
Yeah, we know more about them than they know about themselves.
100%. So, but I will, like, I remember at first I was like, oh, it's just a joke. But then I did think the way that they explained it, because I have been very close to people who've struggled with eating disorders and stuff like that. I was like, oh, it is true. Like, just don't bring up food shit. Don't bring up weight shit. Don't talk about that stuff, because you never know how it's going to hit someone.
It left me wondering how well they knew each other. Like, because maybe they don't know each other well, because what I watched of Georgia is that it was just, I don't think she had any intentions behind it. She was, the way she was, like, laughing about it. Like, you could see it all over her face.
That Ozempic thing was a Georgia joke. Like, that's why people, as I said this last week, this is why, if you're 50-50 on Georgia, this is why. Because you don't know if, oh, the Ozempic's wearing off is funny. I think that's funny. Or insulting. Yeah. And it is a straight 50-50. There's no... You either think it's funny or you think it's insulting, and that tells me everything I need to know about you.
Yeah.
And probably Georgia. Well, no, because I think Georgia's just like, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a Georgia joke. The whole thing made sense to me. Yeah. Like, there was a whole bunch of food in the house. Like, fine. I like cheeseburgers. I like ordering shit out all the time. When we have a full, like, Natalie be like, bro, I just ordered groceries. I'd be like, yeah, but Taco Bell, they got Giudice logos. Like, I get it, Amira. But I also, like, Georgia was just like, she wasn't being mean. She was just like, wait, you just ordered all that food? That's wild. You're fucking beautiful and stick figure, and you're going to eat all this, and we're going to do, and we also have the Ozempic's wearing off.
And like, I feel like somebody has probably said that to her before. Oh, the Ozempic's wearing off, just like as a joke. And so she probably thought it was
so funny and was like, oh, I'm totally fucking stealing that. And I'm going to steal it one day. So I agree. I don't think she was being mean. She was just being Georgia. And if you don't get Georgia, and Georgia's New York, like, that's New York. If you don't get it, you either get it or you don't fucking get it. Like,
and that's why I think her and Riley could benefit from each other, because Riley will be like, bro. Like, and then I think that Georgia would be like, really? Oh, okay. No, I didn't even think about it. And then, like, she might not say something like that to the next person that she's not, like, bros with, you know?
I don't know if, I do. Would not, but I think Georgia's like, Georgia's a New Yorker. Like, if you don't, like, kind of like subtly, not so subtly, like, take it or leave it. If you don't like it, like, that's fine. You're allowed to not like it, but I'm not fucking changing for you.
But we know someone like that Ramona Singer, and somebody referred to her, and I can't remember. I don't even think it's in this batch of comments, which is a bummer. But someone's brought that up. Like Georgia might be like the modern Ramona Singer. Ramona is a Looney Tune, but she's got there is a similar vibe there. There is some vibration that they're both kind of working on, but one is a 20-something-year-old and one is a 60-something-year-old woman who is still cannot shake. This is who she is. There is no growing out of this. I'm sorry.
The cake is baked. It is iced. We are not changing the Ramona coaster.
Exactly. But if Ramona would have had a Riley in her life, maybe in her 20s, God knows where we'd be. And honestly, I don't know if I'm kind of glad she didn't. I'm glad to know Ramona as is because she's a straight up Looney Tune and she's great for television.
A little racist, but
no, but I don't want to be friends with Ramona. I don't want her within 1,000 miles of me. But I've enjoyed watching her.
Questionable actions from Miss Ramona Singer. When Georgia showed up in the bathrobe, I was dying because I used to go everywhere in my bathrobe in college because to me, it's like the whole dorm was your house.
Yeah.
So if I was in and I love a bathrobe. So if I was in my bathrobe in my room, if I wanted to get something to eat and I was in my house, I wouldn't change to go to the kitchen. I would just go down to my bathrobe and I would do the same thing. And I never thought it was weird. Everyone around me thought it was incredibly weird. And all of the cafeteria, the cooks and everyone that worked there were like, "You are nuts." And I'm like, "I know, but you like me still, Cheryl. You like me." And they're like, "I do, but you're insane."
But I'm the lunch lady. That's where you might want to take a look at that. Listen, here's the thing about this thing with Georgia in the robe. I think that like how you guys found so much joy in all these little pieces. And I felt like anytime that I could feel it, I would do a rewatch to see to start trying to form my notes and whatever. And it would get ripped from me because I would realize something that I didn't pick up on last time. I thought that she was just enjoying being in the penthouse suite at wherever and basically it's Pretty Woman style. Like the dude is up and gone and she's just there left to order whatever she wants and have friends over and do whatever.
My bathtub's bigger than the blue banana.
Yeah. So I thought that I'm living here. I live in this hotel now. I'm wearing this robe out. I thought that she had made the choice to wear that robe out because of the day that she was having. She wore the robe out because fucking Riley forgot her stuff. Riley was the whole reason Riley was supposed to come there was to bring her a bag of clothes.
And that probably whatever she had the night before, weird dress or something. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't bode well for me because no one forgot my clothes. I just wore the robe because why not?
That's what America wants.
Just giving the people what they want.
I'm telling you.
I'm going to come do this show in a robe. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that was a bummer.
Okay. So now we're at the part of the episode where that fight happens with Gia and Riley. And I'm so torn about this fight. In one instance, right? Riley says this thing that's way harsh, Ty, and so quickly turns around and is like, "I'm so sorry." She even made a point of saying, "I want to be very clear. I'm apologizing. I shouldn't say that."
Yeah. And then someone turns around and offers up a fucking note.
Gia.
Well, not even Gia. I think it was Ariana.
No, Ariana literally looked at her because Riley kept going. Because at first Ariana was like, that was not cool, man.
Right. But hadn't she already apologized?
No, when she kept apologizing, our Ariana goes, "It's okay, man. You're okay. We all say dumb stuff."
Yeah.
And it was Gia then who butted in to say, when you drink, you get a little tough.
But that's after she said, "Sometimes you say dumb stuff." And that's where Riley turned and was like, "Well, what dumb stuff did I say?" And then Gia chimes in. So the thing was over. She had apologized. And then Ariana says, "Sometimes you say dumb stuff." It was just unnecessary. Like they had already had the thing. Not only had they resolved it, she said the thing where it's like, I want to be very clear what you just said. You know?
No. Yes, I know. I think one of two things happened. It's either how you heard it or it's either how I heard it. We'll never know. Well, we will if we go back and watch it.
If you go back.
I could have sworn Riley goes, no, it's okay. We all say dumb stuff.
Yeah, we say dumb stuff. And then she said, well, what did I say that was dumb?
Oh, but then I think like that's Riley just being overly sensitive because she didn't say you said something dumb. She said, it's okay. We all say dumb stuff, meaning like we've all been out of pocket. It's not a big deal.
I don't know. Either way, it was squashed and like someone else just chiming in and then and then a pile-on happens. And before you know it, Riley has to like leave the table because she's feeling ganged up on. And now there's like, did Gia mean it in a microaggression way? Is she calling her angry? Is she an angry black woman now? Like it just is like, I think I just am trying to enjoy these people. And it's like, can everyone just shut the fuck up? Like, just like take the apology. Thank you, ma'am. Moving on. Can everyone stop offering up their shit after like, we've already seen these we never see these apologies happen so quickly.
In real time.
Ever. But they're happening now. Let it happen.
Yeah.
Stop ruining it.
Well, okay, a few things. One, I thought Ariana, the way I took what Ariana said was she was trying to take the temperature down. I thought like that was part of the squashing of the beef.
Even if she was, that was a stupid way to
do it.
To do
it. Sure. That I could totally, I just don't think she was trying to throw gasoline on the fire. I thought she was just like, no, don't worry, we all say dumb stuff. And then I think that's when Riley was like, wait, what dumb stuff? Like, oh no, we all look, bad in an outfit sometimes. Like, I look bad? Like, I think it was one of those moments. And I think where Gia went wrong in a bunch of different ways, but I think the biggest part is like, if you think someone's acting a certain way because they're drunk, you never tell them when they're drunk. Like say it to her the next day being like, I really like you. And, I'm excited that we've been able to get to know each other. I just feel like, I just want to let you know, like I've noticed a few times when you're drinking, you're a little sharp with like just being super candid with your opinion.
Yeah.
And nobody thought it was a great idea. And you apologized right away. I just wanted to like clock it with you or whatever, and also she didn't need to be, here's where I'm going back and forth. In one breath, she didn't need to be clocked because she turned around right away and she was like, I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry. And she even said, I'm working on it. So like, let her off the hook. Like she was being, tough on George's idea, but she said sorry so fucking quickly. How could you even get mad at her? And then for Gia to say something, it's like, she already apologized and she figured it out basically as the words were coming out of her mouth. So like, we don't need you, Judge Judy, in this moment. But I don't know. It's like, I haven't been able to put my finger on Gia in like the last 2 episodes because she seems like kind of removed, but then she's inserting herself in areas like really aggressively where she doesn't need to. So I don't know if she's trying to like play the game of being on the show or if she thinks that because I'm trying to think of it then from Gia's point of view and what I've seen from her being on Jersey for so long. Her mom went away to prison. Her dad went away to prison. She was basically the secondary parent for her mom when the dad was away and the dad when the mom was away.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she was saying it from this place of like, that's my knee-jerk reaction. I have to be the adult in the room. I have to tell you don't, because she talks that way to her sisters.
I know.
Melania, don't say that. Gia, or not Gia, Adriana, like you're acting like a brat. I think that she's so programmed to do that. She doesn't realize you're not their parent. These aren't your siblings. You can't talk to people this way. Nobody asked for your opinion.
Yeah.
And it was done and buried. Like, why bring it up again?
Yeah. No, I think, well, I think Mike's going to say, nope, she's a shit stirrer and she's just here to talk shit. She learned from the best.
Yeah. What do you think, Mark?
I don't know. I didn't have any thoughts on Gia this week. Any new thoughts anyways.
Or like, what did you think though when that argument broke out?
I don't know if I totally remember. Like, there's a lot of arguments on this show that are so badly edited. And I feel like these kids have like 3 arguments going on at once. and it's too hard to edit. Like somehow I find often when there's these big arguments, it happened at Brooks's, and I think Shannon, a couple people were like, what happened? What why was everyone so mad? Like, so
it almost seemed like they were trying to make it so chaotic.
Yeah.
Or it was just so chaotic that they were trying to clock 3 different arguments happening at one table. So you can't know. And we'll never know with 8 episodes. We need a full fucking season to clock patterns.
So, and that I felt the same way. Like, Georgia was telling her idea. She wanted feedback. I don't think Georgia is going to cry if someone tells her idea is shitty. Like, that's what she wants to hear.
Yeah.
Nobody really did. They did the eyes and the fucking thing. But Riley's the only one that was like, I gotta be honest, as your friend, this is fucking dumb, dude. Like, fine, like that, tell me, like, cool, that sucks. It's gonna sting for a bit, but like, I don't want to start this. No one told Carl soft bar was a bad idea. Where are we with soft bar? There's no fucking soft bar.
Yeah, can Riley
Carl.
and Carl become friends so she could give it to him straight?
So like, Riley's being her friend. Like, it's a kind of dumb idea. Again, I think it's a dumb idea. I don't like hipster bowling alleys. But again, I want to say the financials. Like if you can pull 30 million out of an idea that only costs 10 million, then that's a good idea. So like whatever. So I'm not sure what was so harsh. I don't know. Like I think I got kind of lost when everybody's like, "Oh, you're so mean." Well, when you get drunk, you're kind of. But she just said her friend's idea was dumb. It's kind of dumb idea, or it's not. But it's fine to say it's a dumb idea. I don't think she said it in a mean way. Like,
well, it's the 2 kids from the suburbs that are always getting pissed when someone calls ideas bad. Gia and Ariana they were both offended
like Gia,
the last time that
Ava. She has to be
it's
mad about, but like I can see why Ariana would be a little triggered and sensitive because she's trying to do a thing. She is still learning about it,
and
so
Ava
like,
just did it to her.
Ava did it to her.
Yeah.
But so like I get
it's like these New York kids, maybe they just don't see it as like being very problematic when they're just like, no, that's horrible. And Riley's not from there, but she's been there for longer, and she does seem tougher than
she gets that vibe.
Yeah.
The seasoning of New York is on her way more than Ariana.
The kids.
100%.
And Gia, who's living in the mansion back in
her bedroom in her mom's house and
or wherever the fuck she lives.
And I think Georgia said it too about Ariana was like, I'm not gonna break her, and New York will do that.
I love that.
Like, and she's right. Like, that's, and it's like you can see like New York broke Georgia in 100%. Riley's at 68% broken in by New York. Fucking Ariana's getting to like 26%. You know, like you can see the stages of where New York is in the molding process of its people. But yeah, I don't have a ton of thoughts. Like I said, I think it was a confusing argument, and like sometimes I'm like, is there nothing going on here? I think if there's nothing going on, you get a Hudson Charlie thing where you're just like, oh, we can't show that. There's nothing really there. We'll flashback it. And then so there's either nothing that they're trying to build, or there's literally 3 different stupid fights going on, and it's just too hard to edit. So you're like, oh, well, she said that thing, and Amira said that. Yeah, but they were fighting about the cheeseburgers still. Yeah, but we'll put it in, and we'll make it seem like it's part of it. And it didn't work. So, I think I just tuned out. And I didn't think anybody was... I do think Gia's like a byproduct of her mom, and she's the most housewifey kid of like in the sense of like, oh, I got this. I know what we're doing here.
Johnny Smiles had such a great comment. He goes, Gia, sins of the mother.
Yeah, like, so
funny. I don't take anything Johnny Smiles says seriously. And the day that I do, he's gonna fool me, and then I'm gonna be like, wait, oh, that was a joke.
Janet Smiles. But I do. I'm also like, like Courtney always says, you can't be bigger than the show or whatever. Like she's the one to me that gives bigger than the show.
I always say like you can't be on the show and above the show. Like
she fits right in.
But you're never there. Like show up. Everyone's all mad that Ava's out fucking doing her thing.
Trip, and I feel like
cool. So you got 1 of 8 episodes. That's fantastic.
2. We've been to her house. She comes out. She's been in at least 5 of the 7.
Ava's been in more episodes than she has, and
fine. But Ava lives down the street.
Right, but you guys give shit.
Oh no! But no, Ava. We'll see her where she's at. She's not with the crew.
Yeah, that's why we
like,
give her shit.
Oh, I'm over here. I'm down the street. It's raining. I don't want to walk 4 doors down to the party that
happened one
everyone's
time.
at.
So 2 times she missed 2 things.
Okay, I guess you're a big Ava stan.
I'm not an Ava stan. I'm just like, you guys spent a while giving Ava shit for not showing up
because
you guys stan Gia, and
Gia has
doesn't
no
show up
business in New
either.
York, and she's still there. Like she doesn't work there. She's not trying to live there. She's not trying to move there. She's there because the show is half are these kids that come from this descent, and I think a lot of people are probably like, why is she even here at all?
Yeah.
But so when she does show up, I'm like, that's effort. I
Yeah.
appreciate that effort.
She came through a tunnel, went over a bridge. I also think what we're saying is in this 8 episode arc,
Yeah.
there's been 2 events that Ava has missed.
Mhm.
Okay. And Gia has thrown 2 events. So Ava, not only has she not thrown an event, Gia's like, come to my house and make pizzas.
Yeah.
Or I spearheaded this shit in Ocean City or whatever. So I just think she seems like a bit more, even though she doesn't live in the city, she's a bit more active as far as being a cast member.
And I want to
like,
see
the cameras
her
come
way
to me.
more. I want to see. I really like Gia. Like, and maybe I won't once we
Get to know her more.
Maybe I wouldn't, But right now, I like what she brings. I like what she has. I love her eyes, her big,
Very pretty.
like bright eyes. I love all of her reactions to me. Even if I don't agree that they were like the necessary reaction, I find them totally authentic to her. And maybe it's because I've watched her and I just know, like, no, that's her.
I definitely think she's being authentic to her, whether you like her or not.
Yeah. And I like her. I think she's doing a great job as a reality show cast member.
I liked how when Riley like had removed herself from the table, walked away, needed to, catch her breath. Shy went after her. I thought that was a really sweet moment.
Yeah.
I thought he did a really good job of being like, come on, like, it ain't that deep. Let's go back to the table. Like, let's just finish out the weekend nicely. And I thought to Riley's, like, I just really like Riley also.
Yeah.
And I just think she's so smart. I think she's mature. I like how quick her turnaround time is if she has like, maybe said something that she thought hurt someone's feelings. And then I also like how she stands up for herself and says, no, I think that person's being rude. And like, I stand by that. Even if I don't agree with it, I like that she has a really strong point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And to that end, when she came back to the table, she went right over to Gia and she was like, let's just have a nice weekend. Like, whatever. And I just think she's so refreshing. I don't give a shit for someone to be perfect or what, like, I just find her refreshing, and I find her really such a strong soul to be able to that quickly like recognize what's going on in a scene. And I don't even mean this scene. I mean like how we've seen her throughout the entire show. Like in that bus scene, she so quickly was able to say like, this is why this is hurtful.
Yeah.
And then
I do wish though that this show would bring on someone that had her same background and not rely on Ava to be her support. I don't want Riley to feel like she's the lone black girl having to explain
100%.
microaggressions to every fucking moron in the city.
100%.
It would be great if she had a cohort.
Yeah, I think they probably like you said, Ava's not that person for her.
No.
And I think they were
all.
probably thinking maybe, there would be some magic there, and it's just not. And I'm with you. I hope they, like in season 2, I hope they bring someone on.
Yeah, because that's just like a lot of weight to carry, to like be the person who's constantly having to teach everyone everything. And honestly, as a viewer, like just to let everyone know, like I'm not here to watch that either. Like I want everyone to just live and breathe and like, and like, if this generation is still having the same conversations that my generation was having, like there's a fucking problem. Like let's get over
it's like
this
the pay
hump
gap.
already.
Like we gotta fucking make it be no gap already. Like this is crazy that we still have a fucking pay gap.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you. I wish it didn't have to be that way, but if it does, then like let's support people.
Yeah, let's make a rounded out cast of characters here.
Like I even remember Garcelle talking about it on Beverly Hills, and that was a lot for a grown woman who is a mother and a professional and and has fame and money and all of this stuff. Like Riley's still a kid.
Yeah.
That's a fuck ton to shoulder.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't even have to shoulder it. But like you said, if this is the world we live in, then let's offer some fucking support. Yeah. And I think also that's even why, like, I think she's so outstanding because it's just like, fuck, that's a lot. And
Yeah.
she's just navigating it so well.
Yeah.
Then obviously we move in the house and then we have that huge blow up that we already have talked about earlier in the episode. I have to say, I'm curious how they're going to wrap all this up. Clearly they've set us up to have like some bomb drop. And the way they edited the coming attractions, Mark, is that Amira drops a bomb because she, you know, it ends the whole coming attractions with her saying like, I love being messy.
We have no other hint of like who it involves.
It looks as though someone made a social media post about something, like outing someone, saying something, and they posted it because every cast member from Riley to Brooks to Gia, whatever, they're all like, wait, she posted that? Wait, hold on. That's a post? Like they were all kind of alluding to that.
Yeah.
And then the last cut is Amira just being like, I love being messy.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that line from like the very, very beginning, but I don't think I saw the scenes for the next.
Shannon Fall. I mean, Brooks having other people do the work and the dirty work for him totally checks out to me. Also, right now, this group needs Brooks to function. He is the glue. He is the common friend. I'll be interested to see if that dynamic changes as the others in the group develop and grow their relationships with one another outside of Brooks.
And if Brooks likes that.
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch the Housewives, but Brooks is weird. Not bad weird, but just like he's definitely the one person that I thought of a way in the beginning, and now I'm thinking a totally different way about him. Not in a bad way necessarily, but Johnny Smiles.
Wait, real quick before you say that, I just want to say, because that comment said like I'm interested to see like how the relationships grow. I think we are going to see that because I'm pretty certain we're getting a season 2 on this episode, on this show, because Andy had said something that alluded to it when Candy and Riley were on Watch What Happens Live. And furthermore, I heard someone talking about how they're casting Next Gen LA.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So I think we might.
Did you hear who's casting it? Like who's producing it or who's like basically shepherding it? Maloof.
The Maloof Huff?
Yeah.
Wait,
Adrian Maloof is like part of it. Huh?
Oh, wait, Adrian.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on, Johnny
I mean,
Smiles.
they have a company. They produce shows.
I didn't know Adrian Maloof was a producer.
They do more movies, but
she does?
I think they do. Yeah, they have a whole production company.
Carry on.
Johnny Smiles. Brooks is a kid who has never had to struggle, definitely has low-key ego. And I think that's the thing. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh, that's the thing I'm picking up, and it's a bummer.
Yeah, I have a feeling the second anything gets rough for him, if he does ever step outside of his mom and dad's company and whatever, like he'll probably just quit and go back. Like I don't know. I really like Brooks. He has a sweetheart, and I think he's got something. Yeah. He's got something to offer the world, and I hope he doesn't get too timid and like get scared and like I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, and I think
that's escapey. You know,
that's what I was saying. That's why like I started with the Shannon because like one of the things I said was like I like Brooks. I just need him to stand up for himself. Yeah. I need him to just 1 out of 10 is fight, but like just stop having everyone else fight your battles. Yeah. Like fight one of them, right? It would be nice to see.
Can I just say add one more thing to that? No. There is something weird about to look back and think about how like for the first 2, maybe 3 episodes, it was all about he was pissed and confronting head on the situation of Charlie dating his sister.
But he wasn't. Like right, you're right. He was yes, those were the episodes, like, but he was only talking to the girl like everyone else. Yeah. He didn't confront Charlie.
Right.
He like got frustrated a couple of times, like stop, but then would run away.
Yeah.
He's not capable of it.
Don't run away. Say stop, and then tell him what he's supposed to stop. Why he's supposed to stop. Yeah,
look, you're totally right. But I haven't even seen him talk about any. Like I don't know why they're doing this to him, or like maybe they thought it was like a funny bit at first, but now when you only have 8 episodes of something, it's like, well, then that's all I know about you is that you literally are going inside. You're like having your own little acid trip in your head, like the second anything gets remotely like not lovely.
Yeah, I think it was you. It had to be you because you're Encyclopedia Housewife. But when like it was something like I was saying something about like I don't understand why Brooks can't fight, and you were like, oh, well, he takes after his mom is like disassociate. And they fucking straight up said it in this, like that was one of his inner monologues.
Yeah, his mom's head was here.
Disassociate. Yeah.
Sorry, just one.
Disengage.
Or disengaged. That was it.
Sorry, yeah.
Just one other thing about this. I'm curious to see, because we've said this before, the best thing he could do for himself is go out on his own and really like have some hard knocks and see how life can, like how Georgia said, like New York will do that. I don't need to harden Ariana. New York will do that on its own. And that's also the best thing that could happen for Brooks. And I'm so curious to see if that could be part of his story or the beginning of his trajectory into the path of like being an autonomous person, separate from your family, growing a backbone. There's a great line in Eat, Pray, Love where this guy looks at Julia Roberts' character and says, "You're wearing your wishbone where your backbone ought to be." And I feel like Brooks is doing that. Like he needs to, not where's wishbone, where's backbone ought to be.
That's a great line.
Right?
Johnny and Harris, they killed it this week. This is two funny ones in here. Ariana is going to leave her boyfriend by season 3. Calling it.
Johnny, I read that and I couldn't even respond.
Saying. He's just fucking with us. He's like,
no.
And I think I literally wrote back like, I'm not getting involved with this. You are not going to break me today, Johnny.
No, I think you wrote that and you're like, I'm going to vacuum or something. I think that was the Janet is so hot.
Well, thank you, because people say I look like her.
Yeah, totally. And then in this same chain, there's some replies. And then, dude, he killed this one. He's so good at these things of like saying who somebody is. But this was like Charlie was like, oh, he's a Christian fucking rock singer. And I was like, that's so funny. He totally is. Johnny did one up to Charlie. He dresses like Meatloaf.
He does dress like
He's so Meatloaf.
Paradise
so
by the dashboard light.
And Joe Schmo, my one true bro. When you were talking about somebody and I was like, wait, what's her name? And you're like, Una. And I said, Dos. And I looked at you and you could see it flying over Natalie's head.
No, I'm not participating.
In Joe Schmo's head, it did not fly over.
It didn't fly over her head. She actively, pew, pew, she blocked it.
Nah, it flew.
It did.
Joe Schmo, Dos. I said Trace to myself after that. Thank you, Joe. Mary Aika. Haha, dad jokes. My husband's favorite form of foreplay. Woo woo.
Sorry.
Una, dos, crickets. Like a Natalie salad.
That was funny.
Yeah, so Mary also got it. And I think she loved my meow me joke. The meow me joke was a big hit. For those of you who didn't watch.
Oh, God, don't say it.
Oh, I gave the punchline away. Where do kittens go to celebrate spring break? Meow me. Dude, I hope
I love a dad joke. Love.
Yeah.
But it needs to be funny to be considered a joke. That's how I understand jokes.
No, you don't understand jokes.
Oh, that's not true.
Lynn Bendy, Charlie calling Georgia poor was a self-own. Georgia earns her money. Charlie still gets an allowance. So good.
So true.
So
Pussy ass bitch. No, when Huda was on Call Her Daddy, I didn't watch the whole thing. I think I might not because I almost think it'd be too much for me. And
you're gonna have some feelings because I watched the whole thing.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm not watching it.
Wait, when Huda what? Say it again.
Huda's on Call Her Daddy, but she said the clip that I saw was her saying, "Yeah, I called him a pussy ass bitch. Big whoop." Like, you know how many people call people pussy ass bitches? Yeah, he is, and then even Alex was like, "Yeah, I call a pussy ass bitch."
Just real quick, it was kind of funny on the episode because Huda would, the interviewer, Alex, she would say, well, you really like spun out here. Do you want to, like in hindsight, do you feel differently about that? Yep. Whatever. And she literally was like, I'm so glad you asked me about this because we don't know what they show. And did they show, and she goes into this whole diatribe of X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And Alex is like, yeah, we saw all of that. And she's like, okay, well, I stand by what I did. And
yeah. Give this bitch a show. I'm telling you.
No.
Yes. Okay. Give her. She is a housewife. She is a person that should be on a Bravo show.
Huda?
Yes.
She'll be on her own.
1,000%.
She'll be on After the Villa or Behind the Villa, Beyond the Villa.
I need more. That shit. That's too many people. I need her in a group of 5.
Yeah, carry on, Mike.
Rock and Roll Girl 6146. I'm here to say that I'm concerned that Hudson's bling display could make him a target for robbery or mugging. Or maybe I'm just a worried mom type. You're not Rock and Roll Girl. You're Rock and Roll Girl. Not even. It's a little true. And there's other people believed that it's true because many people said the same thing. And then I said, like, down in Beverly Hills proper, like Pretty Woman Beverly Hills, motherfuckers are getting their shit jacked in broad daylight. They're trying to have a fancy ass lunch and dudes are like, I'll take that, and that. Thank you. It's crazy. So that dude's getting jacked for sure. For sure. Messy Angel. Y'all give Gia way too much credit. Interesting. We just had this conversation.
Yeah. You don't know.
She doesn't fit on the show, and this episode showed that.
The show needs to change.
Why be on a show when you're hardly around? Good question. Good question. Harris, consider this detention for you. Guys, I have a little blue, whatever the
boo-boo.
Fuck. Do you still love me? I mean, yeah, because you're you, but we don't love your
me,
blue.
You just would have kept that to yourself.
Yeah, dude. We don't need to know everything.
Information unnecessary.
Sell it while it's still hot.
Yeah, because that's not going to be worth anything.
It's not going to. They're like Beanie Babies.
Yes.
I tell you what. Okay, I got a lot of Harris ones. I basically got all of his. But you can sell it, and then I'll skip to this one. I won't skip, but I'll go back to that. Sell it, and then when are we going to the Santa Barbara Drive-In movie theater? When you sell your Labubu and take us. All right, another. I'm just gonna do a Harris couple chapters.
No. I'm doing my favorite Harris one then.
Which one is it? Because I got.
Well, I have one too. Then
too bad.
Mine is about Seth.
Which one
That's
is yours?
mine.
Oh, okay, you can have it.
I'm just kidding.
Wait, which one is
yours?
yours?
What mine was.
Oh, it's about Seth Marks.
Oh, he wants to bone him.
Okay, well, don't. It's about Seth. There was only one about Seth. You don't have to say the punchline.
I don't have that one.
Okay, great.
Which one do you have?
Well, I have all of them because I don't know what you assholes are going to do.
I'm doing.
So I'll just take the leftovers per usual.
All right, great.
I just need to be left the funniest Harris one and one truth. That's it. Can you guys follow those rules?
I do most of the time. I do.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll leave you a couple Harris ones, but I'm doing some of them.
Okay.
All right. This is the hair. I don't know if she's going to leave that in. We just got in quite a big fight over Harris's comments. And who's going to read them? And I'm going to read them all. I won. Okay, Brooks.
You better say them with oomph then. No, I don't want to hear
mumbling.
You waste them. You waste the good ones.
You got to perform.
Dude,
yeah.
It's like Shakespeare.
Dude,
you can't be like, hold on.
Right now.
No, you're
Bro.
drunk. What? That's what it sounds like sometimes.
Harris. Okay, Brooks's capacity for confrontation is so interesting to me. One of the main points of his story arc is that he doesn't want to live in his mother's shadow, and his mother's strategy is to disengage, but she never employs that, and she is queen of the rumors and the nastiness. What is that? Her husband?
It's the rumors and the nastiness and the husbands. This is the performance that you have to do if you're going to take these lines.
Great. Then you can take that one. Harris B. Do we think... I'm only reading this one because I liked my comment. Really? Whatever. Harris, do we think Georgia's favorite Led Zeppelin song is Stairway to Heaven? And I wrote back, why do I feel like she's maybe never even heard of that one? Her favorite is from an unreleased B-side that was recorded in an apartment on the Upper East Side in 1974. That was a solid comment. Another Harris. I love how easily excited Georgia was because of the bodega mac and cheese. And my question to you, Harris, is what the fuck else are you supposed to get excited about?
I actually thought it was adorable
Earth?
too when she got that excited.
I read the Santa Barbara one. We got the answer to that. We can watch whatever movie you want. I heard those Labubus go for a lot of money. Y'all see Meredith Marks' DJ set? She has become a full-blown DJ a la Kyle Cook. The Bravo Leb to DJ Pipeline is giving me tinnitus.
That was the one. I think she's a resident somewhere now.
That's disgusting.
Wow, poor Pauly D. The original reality TV show DJ.
If she got a residence before Kyle did, I love that.
Yeah, I know you do. By the way, do you know how much money Pauly D makes?
I can imagine.
Yeah. It's expensive to have all that gel.
Yeah.
Yvonne Pingleton. I wish that Dylan, Charlie's roommate, was a regular fixture on the show. Join the party. Dylan probably moved out because he got tired of Charlie always mooching off him. I think that's totally true. And I think that you're right. Him and Shy need to be.
I want more Shy, more Dylan. Get rid of Charlie. I'm going to get rid of Charlie and raise you a Shy and a Dylan. That's what you do.
Ava can come or go. You know, she's going to make her own way here and prove her worth.
It would be so wild to see her on the show without Charlie, because Charlie is oddly her anchor, and he could survive without her because he's more argumentative and just a prick.
He doesn't need anyone. I don't need. Santa doesn't need you. Santa doesn't need anyone.
I don't know if because she is gentler. I don't know if she could hack it with that.
I don't think she could either. She's also. Did you hear them say "love ya" on the phone?
Yes.
They love each other.
You called it. There's something's happening.
I didn't even call it. Amira did. Remember when she was
right?
like,
Amira did.
She's
Amira,
like, they're that
it.
couple. Like, if you're driving and you you feel like you should keep an eye on them in the rear view.
I know.
Yes.
She said you look in the rearview mirror and you're like, the fuck are those two doing back there?
Yeah.
And they're like, nothing.
Yeah.
Meteor One.
Oh man, I was gonna read.
I'm reading it because I referenced it. The show is definitely starting to click for me. Will
rule?
Charlie be Jax Jr.? Seems like a stale dictation for a show starting from a clean slate. If Gen Z is anything, they are enlightened on environmental issues, focused on work-life balance, and self-aware. Having a therapist takes precedence over a personal trainer, so how these kids deal with conflict and toxicity will be interesting to watch. It already has been. After all, this is also the generation that spawned the concept of influencers, clout, and the faux personas so proudly displayed on social media. What could go wrong? Famous last words.
This one thing went wrong, though.
Nothing went wrong.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I thought that you washed it out. For some reason, I thought that you did
thought
that.
I washed something?
Stupid.
Weird.
Yeah, you walked yourself into that.
Yeah.
Pick it up,
No,
don't waste
Media,
it.
our wine is broken. It's a great. I love the precedent therapist.
Did you just short circuit?
I think so, a little bit. Just that having a therapist takes precedent over a trainer. It's
that was
so
brilliant
great.
and so true.
And then to Ava, Sugar Shane. I'm surprised that Ava is on the show. I watched her on Growing Up Hip Hop when she was on there with her father. I'm all here for someone evolving on a reality show, but Charlie, we can pass. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if Dame talked to his daughter Ava into doing a show so he could get a check to pay his back taxes. I didn't know he had back taxes, but we all agree that he might have said, honey, I think we should be on this show together.
Yeah, daddy needs a show.
Yeah. D smiles. I thought they agreed, and we talked about this in the beginning of the show, but this is what this is about. I thought they agreed in New York City that on the first night they would not confront Charlie in order to celebrate Brooks. Amira had a great solution by letting Georgia and Charlie discuss matters away from the group. Oops, Georgia forgot. I did laugh at Brooks's inner monologue. It reminds me of meetings that are unproductive, so my mind wanders like it does when viewing some of these shows. We also talked about that. What is hilarious, if asked an opinion, I did not miss a beat. LOL. As for Georgia, Hudson, and Amira, I absolutely love them. Amira is the voice of reason, while Georgia is the bridge between the city kids and the HW kids. What is Housewives kids. Hudson is a solid person, but concerned he will get rolled. I thought while binging that Anwar pulled strings to get Charlie on the show so he would be agreeable to rehab/therapy. If Charlie does not seek help, I'm concerned he is headed down bad choice road, to put it mildly. Thank you for recommending this show. Also, I agree the city needs to be the villain. Bingo. I'm glad that we recommended this show to someone and they liked it.
A lot of people actually said that.
Yeah.
They're like, I only started watching it because you guys were covering it and I'm enjoying it. So
Yeah.
doing the Lord's work over here.
And I will always agree that one of our best ideas is making this making the city the villain. And now I'm going to double down on that because after this episode, it was so funny. I say lean into the funny and let New York be the villain, and you'll have a perfect fucking show.
And just put one of those funny ninja warrior things in every episode for me. I want to hold your hand and go back and watch it. I promise I would never lead you astray. You're my best friend. I love you.
I watched it a bunch of times.
I know, but maybe you just need to watch it with a friend who's lolling. Okay. There were a bunch of these comments. I'm not going to read all of them. Shannon Fall, Nettie, Mary Aika. So many people were commenting about my maggots in the mangoes and concerned about my well-being and how traumatic that was. One, it was traumatic and disgusting. Even when Mike started bringing up the Georgia joke stuff, I was like, oh, he was talking about that last week right before I realized I was eating live maggots.
Okay.
So thank you, everyone. Shannon Fall just said, oh my God, Courtney, I'm so sorry that happened to you. You handled that with grace. A freaking champion. I would have thrown up and had to go take a shower. I wanted to do both of those, but I'm a professional and had to finish the
The show must go on.
The show must. Wait, I love that in Shakespeare in Love. At the end, someone goes, the show must, and they don't know how it's going to end. And the guy goes, go on. Brilliant. Every time it gets a laugh. Not from Natalie, though, because she doesn't know what funny things
it does.
I kid. Okay. Lee Armstrong said, I tell my kids the hardest thing to do is what you're supposed to do. And I've never heard that before, but I love it. I love it coming from a parent, and I think it's such good advice. Nothing is like a salve, a cure-all for everything, but I think a lot of times where it's like, Brooks is the perfect example. Like, we want Brooks to speak up for himself, but it's hard for him to do. That's why he should do it. That's why it's the right thing for his growth. Harris said, I'd be happy to entertain Seth's am I gay midlife crisis so long as I get to go toe-to-toe with Meredith afterwards. Please make sure the cameras are rolling. Yes, and thank you.
Wait, for which part?
All of it.
But it sounds like he wants to tell off Meredith.
Yeah.
What would he say? And that's what I want to ask him.
Respond below.
Yeah.
Comment below. Okay. Deborah Lashley said, as per usual with me, I didn't see this episode the same way at all. So I've decided to keep my opinions to myself. I was excited to see my favorite place, Ocean City. I spent my vacations in Ocean City with my mom, who I lost too early when I was 27. She loved every minute by her favorite beach, playing backgammon with me and eating her favorite Italian hoagies and favorite Taylor pork roll sandwiches. Thanks for the sweet memories. And I just want to say a few things about this. Number one, we implore you to put your opinion. I have a really long arm span. We implore you to say your opinion. So if you disagree or you saw it differently, type it down there because you might just change our minds.
You think this asshole ever wonders if anyone's going to like what he has to say?
So Deborah, you have free reign in those comments, girl.
We would have a show.
Also, everybody who watches, I think they know I'm a vegetarian except for last week when I ate the live maggots.
She was a vegetarian.
I was a vegetarian. Someone actually quoted you. You were a vegetarian, LOL. And I say all the time, the only thing I miss are pork products, which I would never go back to eating. And I think on a weekly basis how much I miss Italian hoagies and Taylor ham. If you don't know what Taylor ham is, it is the greatest delicacy from the Northeast.
I'll have it.
Oh, it's so good. Okay. Eva Flava said, nobody is going to mention George's nails. General lack of grooming. Maybe if she didn't eat every single meal out, she could afford a manicure and a speaker. Just saying. And it was so funny because as I was reading that comment, I look up from the screen and it was a close up of her holding her phone when she was on the phone with Omar. And I was like, oh, that is a really bad look, girl. Just take the nail polish off.
No, I know, but there's something so character traity about it. Like, that girl, every time she does something like this, I know a version of that girl. Like, I know that girl that does that, but she's got about 50 things that you're like, I know the girl that does that. And it's like, how are you all of those people in just one person? It's crazy.
So true to herself.
I wonder I wonder if she'll get older and be like, because kids do often be like, you know, oh, I got a little bit on. In photos, you can't tell, you know, but like as you get older, the last thing I would want to do is do any other work on myself and then show up with nails like that, you know? So I just wonder if she'll evolve out of that to where it's important to her. Like maybe one day.
Well, maybe we'll see that in season 5. This is just a personal note because apparently this episode I've decided to be very telling about the history of Courtney. P.S.
This episode.
P.S. I'm trying to get my show back. You took it off the air. PSU, Carrie said, where near the Jersey Shore did you grow up, Courtney? I spent every summer since I was 5 going to LBI. And I think a few people had asked just because I always mentioned that I'm from Jersey. So every winter I grew up in Franklin Lakes. You might know it from a little show called The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And every summer of my life since I was born, I lived the entire summer on Long Beach Island. I'm the luckiest human alive. My family always had a house there. My parents retired there. And it is my favorite place on earth. I had all of my first job there. I went to the Southern Regional Prom. I couldn't love it more. And I really consider that my home for anyone who gives a shit. And it's just my favorite. Shannon Fall, this is also a great one from Shannon. She goes, love Hudson. He seems so well adjusted. #1 guy in the group for me. Me too. I think he's been with Ariana long enough and been around housewives like conflict enough for him to not shy away from it. I'm pretty sure I saw Ariana's mom's eyes physically turn into dollar signs when they were all sitting down together. And she did say when they were FaceTiming, she's like, a ring better be next.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just saw a picture of Hudson's mom, and someone goes, everything Kim wishes she was. Like, this woman was head to toe in some like bubblegum pink label-y outfit with her bubblegum pink Birkin, platinum blonde hair. I mean, she's living the life that she wants to live.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
They did do a flashback, and I'm not like, it was a weird thing to see from this kid who for 6 episodes, everybody's been like, oh, he's so sweet and so well adjusted for being a billionaire kid. Like, oh my God, this kid's so great. Oh, he's so great. He did tell Georgia to shut her mouth. Like, speak up or shut your mouth.
Who said that?
Hudson.
When?
And I was like, at that dinner. Like, it was a flashback from last week. The Brooks's birthday dinner, when she was like talking to Riley and that thing blew up. He said to her, he was like, say what you got to say. If you got something to say, fucking say it or shut your mouth.
Fuck you, Hudson.
Yeah, it's a little gross.
I'm sorry. I didn't catch that. Fuck off. These stupid young dicks. I'm just reading one comment from Barry that really should be saved for the Valley, but it's in my Instagram and I'm afraid I'll forget it. So it says, great episode today talking about the Valley. I really did just want to send you all a gift for the hard work. However, I will be claiming credit for keeping Mike on set for this episode.
True story.
Do credit. Yeah, it's all you.
It was close and you were very funny. Another sippy there. I am happy you all appreciate it. A lot of labor and love goes into those kinds of wines. Yeah.
You can tell.
We can tell.
Yeah. No,
we now know that we've been drinking loveless wine.
I know.
All these years.
Back to the loveless wine.
Dude, I seriously want to drink this one right now.
No, you're not.
Why?
My mom will probably like it.
We'll tell her to come up then.
I'm going to.
Like tomorrow. For breakfast.
My mom
Mr. Sprite has really
I
changed
couldn't look
his
her in the
tune.
face and tell her I had the greatest wine of my life. We had 3 bottles of it and you didn't taste one sip.
Where's the 3rd bottle?
It's in her house.
It's in my house. Because I gave you a bottle, Nat a bottle, and I kept a bottle.
We drank your bottle.
No, we didn't your bottle. This is mine.
Well, no, actually what had happened was I was like, I'm like, because Nat and I both agreed that Mike doesn't really like wine because it's the truth.
It was the same with the gummies too. I was like, you should take more of these. Mike's never going to eat gummies.
Because I didn't
so, to your point, these are both your bottles of wine. And then we found out I really like it. So now it makes sense that this is my bottle of wine. Thank you, Barry. Again, I'll be drinking that whenever the fuck I want.
That's not. I would never care about that normally. I very much do today. Harris says, Miss Meatball would F Charlie up and the Keto Guido Vinny would totally alpha dog Charlie for sure. And I want to love this, but I have no fucking idea who Miss Meatball is.
Miss Meatball is fucking Snooki.
Because remember, Charlie was like, I don't know anything about the Jersey Shore except it was a show with a bunch of ugly chicks and some Guidos.
Oh, yeah.
And we had real problems with him saying that.
Yeah.
Still do, Charlie. Still
do. I think I got confused because I heard someone tonight say, I want to get a meatball.
By the way, those are things you can say in Jersey and it can happen.
Yeah. So I was just wondering which one was.
A little cutlet, a little meatball.
Yeah. Harris says, even Chuck Bass, the OG NYC snobby elitist Nepo baby, while fictional, would still pump his fists and have a great time in the Jersey Shore. And that is totally fucking true. Harris says, y'all see Dylan's abs lately? Goals realigned.
So good. So good.
Give me some time. I'm getting there.
Oh, yeah, there's his new... That's
My
half
new-
of it. The
my
rest is
new
out.
Fitness era.
I was wondering what the fuck all those
Fitness and
boxes
fitness.
were. Oh.
Johnny Smile says, I need Dame Dash to become Charlie's father-in-law.
Yeah, me too.
I would watch that show.
I would watch that show.
Little Red says, hi, I agree with Michael about Gia. She's going to stir shit up. I forgot that Seth's time on Salt Lake is limited because he is creepy.
By the way, Little Red,
I
you're gonna
think-
have some. You're gonna feel very validated then this episode.
Is
Like
he,
if she has feelings about Gia and agrees with Mike.
oh, yeah. Don't agree with. He has enough in agreement. Fight the power. Fight the patriarchy. Mary Ayaka Kent says, screw your server who taught Courtney a lesson. It's not a Lifetime movie, dude. She doesn't need you to teach her shit. Like, sorry, that goes all over me. I hate people like that who feel like they're superior, blah. I think you all saw my face when Courtney told that story. I was like, I will kill this guy.
You flipped off the camera.
Yeah, you were very upset.
Like, if someone said that to me, oh, finally, this has all been a life lesson like you're fucking Mr. Miyagi. I'm
Don't be
stepping
dissing
in
Mr.
drip
Miyagi.
wine.
I would lick that off your feet.
I would lick that. I was just gonna say the same.
And Not So Dumb Blonde says Charlie has small dick energy. In my opinion. No, it's we share that opinion.
Yeah.
We're globbing onto your opinion. Zevro says, I'm convinced that at this point, Charlie is morally bankrupt and he might have to file bankruptcy again by the end of the season. You can file financial bankruptcy and you should file for moral bankruptcy.
When I went to Jenny Craig Weight Loss Center, I told them I'm here because I'm emotionally obese.
My God. And on that note, we're closing it out with Truth Reveals for Freedom.
It's the second one that gets me. Do you know that I want to learn how to play the trumpet just so I can do
The
that
air
legit?
trumpet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like a legit. I want to go.
Mm.
Wait, don't we have a trumpet? Is that a trumpet in the closet?
Yes.
I'm gonna learn how to play the trumpet. I swear to God.
I'm giving my 2 weeks notice.
Mm.
We're going to get kicked out of this rent controlled building. Life is so ironic sometimes. It's very rich that Kim Zolciak stated the phrase referring to Charlie, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. That's all I could think during that scene was like, is she really having this? I don't know. Maybe Kim is a lovely person, but I've just only... There's not a lot of turning back from what's happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the fact that, sometimes I think the fact that she showed up made me think maybe I don't know the whole story, because who would show up on the show when this is all just happened?
You do.
Right.
You know the
Because-
story.
Yeah. These words should be coming out of Croy's mother's mouth to Kim's soon-to-be ex-husband, Croy. The mother and son became estranged due to Kim. The very first time Kim met this conservative Montana lady who gardens, she gave Kim some canned goods. In return, Kim showed her a naked picture of herself. Can you imagine? I am right now. You guys have to go back and watch that episode. It's hilarious. The look of disgust on his mother's face when she did that spoke volumes. She was probably meeting Kim with an open mind, even though she had an entire previous season of knowledge of her being a sugar baby gold digger to Big Papa, a nickname given to a man so his wife wouldn't find out about their affair on television. Croy is a mountain man like Luke from the Valley. Croy just had the unfortunate fate of getting targeted by Kim due to his NFL employment. She used up his millions gambling until there was nothing left. Kim is great for reality TV because she is shamelessly herself. The woman can literally feel no shame. This quality has earned her a lot of money, but it also is the reason why most people have no respect for her. If she's willing to drain her own flesh and blood daughter's bank accounts, then nobody is safe around her. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson can't be happy about the rumors of this leechy woman dating their son. Good luck, Chet. She's dating his son?
Okay. I think, don't quote me on this, I think she was on Celebrity Big Brother, Celebrity, like one of these celebrity spinoff shows. And Chet Hanks was on the show. And I feel like she was just being interviewed somewhere and someone asked her if that ever happened. And she said, no, but if we had more time, we may had So I don't know if they actually did end up hooking up or dating, but I think I recall this being talked about.
Okay. P.S. I want to do a collab with Brooks from Next Gen NYC and Shelly from Love Island. Brooks doesn't know that sharks exist in the ocean. Shelly doesn't know that ponies are real. By the way, do you know the quickest way to find out that someone isn't that smart? They tell you that they're smart. It's a little shortcut I discovered along the way. Also, never tell someone that hasn't seen you that you look like a celebrity that you have been told you look like. I learned that from Love is Blind, Megan Fox lookalike. PPS, Charlie's new name is Chucky.
Wait, but Shelly doesn't know ponies exist?
I didn't know that,
I
but
didn't
now
know
I
that
do.
either. I missed that part.
Yeah, I guess there's no app for that.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of apps that we didn't talk about, that was
The shark app?
Yeah. Also, another funny moment when Amira and fucking Brooks just kept talking about the shark apps and like the two girl sharks that were best friends and go all
Scotty's
over.
getting pretty close.
Yeah, and the big one, like, dude, that shit was funny.
Yeah.
You have no soul.
Listen, me and Truth for Peace like hard hitting jokes.
Okay, well, Mike and I are here for some slapstick dumbo.
I like slapstick. I need it better. I
Where
need
do-
Chevy Chase
Where
slapstick.
do where do kittens go for spring break?
Oh my God, like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe before he tells this joke again.
Meow, meow.
No, we're going to die here.
This show is going to be over next week, and there's no reunion.
I know.
Wait, that's facts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we going to do, boo?
I don't know. We're
Take a
about to figure
vacation.
that out as soon as
Taking a
I turn
vacation.
this record button off.
No, I'm
Bye.
going-
Ciao
I'm
for
going to
now.
Love you.
AT&T.
Ciao, ciao.
I'll be
You know, I missed a real
America's Got
opportunity
Talent.
I missed a real opportunity for a joke last week because I could have died from those maggots. And you said ciao for now, and I should have said, or ciao for never. See, you laughed.
No, I'm laughing.
Or ciao forever. Either way, it's funny.